And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
All right, welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live. I want to thank Richard Cookley with that fantastic intro song that he has for us. We appreciate that, Richard. You're freaking awesome. Again, he does his music through Suno AI. Check him out. Riff Monkey. He's got some great stuff out there. Anyways, today, March 5th, Wednesday. Glenn, what's up? How was your day?
Oh, I had a long day again, but it was made even that much longer, if you will, because I caught a little Giants baseball today. And, you know, you and I like to goof around here once in a while. And, you know, we like our sound effects. We have a little bit of fun, but I'll tell you.
You're trying to find something. You're hunting.
Does this sum up today, Eric? Did you catch any of the game?
I was following a little bit on game day. I was, here and there.
How about this?
Yeah, a little bit tough. What's up, Skank Pants?
Kind of summed it up today for me. I'm not going to I'm not getting twisted on here tonight. Well, I will before the end of the show, I'm sure. But at the offset, Eric, it was 11-5.
Yeah, Giants won.
11-5. In the Twitterverse, if you will, if that's what you want to call it these days, the Twitterverse. Online.
That's good.
People are chiming in that Kyle Harrison sucks. You got to get rid. Eric, 1 2/3 innings of preseason baseball does not a career define. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. And he hasn't even gotten out of the chute, really. He got a couple of little, he's just, you got to start here. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
You know what I don't like? And I don't want to get into it as a big topic tonight at all whatsoever. But people will bitch and complain and go off the deep end. Kyle Harrison, an inning and 2/3, 7 hits, 5 runs. Not good. But if that was Logan Webb, it would be, he's only tweaking things. He's going to get better. It's just preseason. So come on. It can't be both sides of the fence on this, Eric.
I know.
Calm the hell down.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Not you, but everybody else. Just calm down. Calm down.
We're doing a little spring training update. There's a little bit of news, actually a lot of bit of news. And one of them, again, as you mentioned, Kyle Harrison had a tough inning or a tough outing. Went an inning and 2/3. I think he gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, something like that.
Said, yep, 1, 2, 7 and 5.
Pretty
all
tough.
5 earned.
It was pretty tough.
Yep.
We need to find out what's going on. I don't know if there's something. He topped out at 90. That's not good. Johnny Owen, if that's the case, if he is topping out at 90. I guess Dan, he went and saw a game yesterday, and he was saying Landon Roop was sitting around 89, 91, something like that, right? But
maybe they're not pushing them.
Maybe, and that's possible. That's absolutely possible. Yes, Marcus, I was going to get into that. First, let me get into these other guys, but yes. the lineup had some stars today. Other news, and not surprising, honestly, not surprising. And honestly, I think this is the right decision. Both Marco Luciano and Bryce Eldridge were part of the first cuts. Kind of saw that coming, right?
No
and you know
surprise.
what? They have to. They have to look. Both of those players need to work on their craft. They need to spend an entire year in the minor leagues and figure it out. They have to. Anything else other than that, well, you're setting them up for failure. So it's again, I'm not disappointed. I think a lot of people may be disappointed. I'm not personally, because I want him to succeed. And if that means you got to spend some more time in the minor league, so be it. Hey, look, Luciano, he's 23, 24. He's kind of getting there, but he's still got time to figure this out. Bryce Eldridge is only 20, a young 20. I think he just turned 20 not that long ago, not even a month ago, somewhere on there, right? Or maybe a little bit longer. So he's young, and look, we'll get him figured out. So again, it makes news because the hype around both players, right? Luciano was the big hype, as far as a draft pick. Bryce Eldridge, big hype as far as a draft pick. So let's see what they both do. Where exactly will they be assigned? We'll find that out, I think, after spring training, as far as what level of the minor leagues they'll be assigned to. But yeah, but again, going to your point, right off the top, Harrison, man, I don't know. This is kind of the first, if you want to call blemish by a starting pitcher.
Not going to lose any sleep over it, though.
No, not at all. And was he working on something particular? We don't know. I don't know. Was there any interview? I don't know, guys. Was there any interviews with the club or anybody with the organization or Kyle Harrison himself? I don't think he'll talk, not usually after spring training. Was there something that they were working on? Because that was tough. That was tough. Does it mean anything right at this particular time? No, it doesn't. But it does raise a little bit of flags because, when he finished the season last year, he wasn't exactly very good. And then here you go. He had a late start to spring because he had the crud. That's what we were told. He had the crud. And his first outing, he looked pretty good, right? First outing, not too shabby. Second outing, not so much.
Hey, Wilmer.
Anyway, guys, what do you guys make of it? Let me hear you.
Good.
With either of them, Bryce Eldridge, Luciano. Uh-oh. You better watch out. He's getting ready to jump.
And he knows what happens. Once the show starts, he gets locked in the other room. He's going to the bench.
Yeah, I hear you. So, yeah, let me hear. What do you guys think? Anything on Kyle Harrison? Bryce Eldridge,
if you want to poop on his performance, Eric, there are other things to be, you could also say Christian Koss, the young guy we got from Boston. He had a nice day, stolen base. He seems to be having a good spring statistically.
Right. Schmidt had a home run. Huff had 2 hits.
So at the end of the day, this is the curbs will all, there'll be checks and balances. Let's not get carried away. I just don't even like talking about, even if, guys go 3 for 4 or 4 for 4, we lottie freaking die. Eric, it's preseason baseball.
And I tell you what, I think Huff is definitely, and I know Dilly, if you're out there, I know this is going to really make him happy.
Huff had a big day today, but he's no Johnny Bench.
Look, I think he's gonna make. I would not be surprised. He's got a bat that plays.
You broke up. What would you say? You said you wouldn't be surprised, and we lost you.
Wouldn't be surprised if he's the backup catcher. No doubt about it.
Now we hear you. We just don't see you right. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's pissing me off.
Want me to run down the street after the Xfinity truck?
Oh, dude. Don't get me started. Gonna piss me the hell off. Let me see what else we got here. Wait, let me try this one.
Okay, I haven't looked at the chat yet. Let's get to the chat here. See what's
Go for it. Yeah, I want to hear what they have to say, man.
Everything we're covering here. Sam Huff, Luciano Eldridge, Miners. Yaz is on fire. I think that must be sarcastic because he's only batting about 160. That'll happen for the first 2 months of every year. Let's see.
Ooh, this is a good point. I like what Salsa's saying here. It says it was expected. I'm talking about Bryce Eldridge and Luciano. Eldridge has all the time in the world. Agreed. Marco is a little concerning, okay, but it's no different than a year ago. And here, this is the last sentence, Salsa. His bat doesn't play, and that's what I was hoping to see in spring training. Sure, I get it. He doesn't have a position that he wants to play comfortably yet. But I thought maybe his bat would play a little bit more. Yeah, he had 1 home run. But other than that, not a whole lot going on, right?
But again,
so I did.
I'm going to be Mr. Debbie Downer here, Eric, but calm down. Let's wait for opening day, guys. You're talking about, everybody automatically, there's a lot of negativity toward Luciano. But if that was Grant McCray,
Mike,
and he goes 2 for 4 today, I think he scored a couple of runs. I'll check the stats in a minute. But he had a decent day today, Eric. His bat doesn't play either, so he had a good day today. I mean, guys get all hooked on the, what did I talk to you the other night? I talked to you the other night about when they jump on something, they just go with it. So I can understand, don't get me wrong, but when you're talking about rah-rah for one guy who can't hit, and another guy's not hitting, and it's, oh my God, you got to move on from him, and his bat doesn't play in this organization, he's had his chances. Eric, calm down. Let's just worry about it opening day.
Here's the issue. I'm not rah-rahing, and I'm not. All I'm saying, and this is something that we should all see, his bat should be playing. Period. I'm not saying anything other than that. I expected to see more from young Luciano because again, that's what was touted by him. He has an incredible bat.
Give him a position. Give him a position. Let him play somewhere. And a position steadily.
But that's the problem, is he doesn't have it. And that's it. And here's the thing.
They haven't done him any favors.
Say even he's playing the outfield, it still doesn't, it shouldn't translate that his bat is going to disappear. That's the problem. What's up, Mike? So my expectations are, I just wanted to see him hit. I'm not saying that he had to come out here and be the second coming of Babe Ruth. I just want to see him put something together, show a little bit more. Even if it's hard contact and they're just finding gloves, I'm fine with that. If he's having a good approach, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see a whole bunch of strikeouts and weak contact. That's not what I want to see. And again, I don't know. I don't know what the projection is here for young Luciano. I want to see him succeed. All these guys, right? I want all of them to succeed. But there's a fine line between the hope and what is being left on the field. So to speak.
Again, I'll say calm down, Eric. You just used a key word there. Young Luciano. The guy's been yo-yoed around the last few years. Yeah, let him play AAA. Give him a position to play and let him play every day. And don't say, hey, we're calling you up to be a second baseman this week.
Yeah, you got you. And instant.
You made a couple of errors, but okay, now you're on the bench at the major league level. Eric, just let the guy play. The guy has not had a fair shake.
That's fair. And instant, he goes, the Luciano experiment is over. And I'll tell you something. Instant, I think this is his last year, right? This is his last year. And if he doesn't show it, hey, he's gonna have. The Giants are just gonna have to move on from him. That's just unfortunate. Because you want to see the guy succeed. But, hey, sometimes you got to make those hard choices, and we'll see. Let's see what happens, Instant. But, yeah, I'm disappointed. How about that? Eric, why waste his time then trade him? Well, you can't because his value is really low. That's the problem, Mike. If you're talking about Luciano, it's because his value is too low now. The Giants kind of done that to his value. They didn't do him any favors. Oh, there you go. Tom, he's coming in, saying the same thing. What you're saying, Glenn. Organization screwed its development so bad, he's a head case. Ooh, excuse me. It would be best to send him to another team and give him a fresh start. Yeah.
I agree with Tom, but I wouldn't send him to another team. We've got a minor league organization, Eric. You said he's a young kid. Send him to AAA and let him play.
Correct.
And don't call him up. Don't be frigging around with the roster this year. And, just because you get a discount of Bonanza bus lines or something, you don't have to be shuttling players back and forth like a freak show.
Yep.
And that's what it's been. Holy cow, Eric. How many player games did we go through last year when it came to different players? It was out of control. And not just last year, last few years. So maybe we get on a different trend. A different plane here.
We'll see it. We'll see. Hey, we're talking about 3 weeks. We'll start seeing how this team is going to play. Dallas says hasn't been much of an experiment yet. Hopefully he can prove himself productive in AAA. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
And he can make the team. If not, he's Joey Barton, 100%.
Can you imagine, Eric, if we had a minor league system playing out of the Oakland Coliseum?
How about that?
There'd be more roster moves in the history of baseball, dude. They'd be sending guys back and forth over that Bay Bridge on an hourly basis. Jesus.
I know. What's up, Cameron?
I think it helps. I think it helps when your minor league system is in like 8 states over.
What's up, Baba Booey? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see
Baba
you.
Booey.
McRae, center. Let's see. Hold on. Matos, McRae, Ramos. Do you agree? No. Baba Booey, I do not. Left field. Left field should be Ramos.
Ramos.
Center field, Lee.
Jung Hoo.
Right field.
Yes.
Much rather see Matos. And then I see what you're saying. I think you want Ramos in right field because maybe he plays better defense than Matos, maybe. Right on, Cameron. Hey, that just pull up a chair, grab a refreshment, and enjoy the conversation. If you want to chime in, have at it, man. Have at it. Yeah. McRae's not ready, Baba Booey. Not yet. Not yet. He has to spend some. He's in the same boat as Eldridge and Luciano. He needs more time in AAA.
What is all the hype? What is this? What is all the hype over McRae?
Well, I get it. You know why? I understand why. He brings excitement. He's got the attitude. He's got the speed. Right? And, people fall in love with that type of stuff. But the problem is, people ignore the other parts. They ignore the defects and they highlight the freaking the greatness, right? And I understand that, man. As a fan, people tend to do that. People tend to, depending on how you feel about the player, right? And this is the thing. And whether you let's use this as an example. There's a few of us in here that have issues with Matt Chapman. I think he's a good player, right? But there's others out there that absolutely cannot stand him, and they will only see the negative, period. End of story. And ignore any type of good that he may have, right?
A lot of positives.
And then you got other people, and then you people like with McRae absolutely love him, and they highlight everything that he could do great, but they ignore what he's done bad. You have to have a discerning eye. It's tough. Don't get me wrong. It's tough. You kind of have to separate yourself, and it's not easy. But
what's that phrase you come up with in the postseason? And I never remember it. I wrote it down somewhere on a cue card here, but I got so many cue cards.
Krister, what is up for Soda? Wow, dude. Woo.
What's that term you came up with, Eric?
The term I've come up with.
The term you came up with in the postseason that really fits what we're talking about. Remember, I always ask you. I ask you at least once a month. Hey, what's that term, Eric? Immediate thought process, or what do you call it?
Recency bias.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah.
You can't fall for recency bias. The guy is hot in one game of camp.
Correct. Yes. It's
hard. I gotta write that in big letters right in front. Recency bias could be a theme.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
And two, Eric, and to the point, this preseason getting caught up and hung up on things. What did I tell you in the green room before the show? I was getting a little agitated before we even went to air. We were a little late. That wasn't what got me wound up.
What's up, Anthony?
Having a conversation with you.
No,
Eric,
I didn't come up with it. No.
Let's wait till opening day when we face major league pitching and our hitters face major league pitching. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, it is.
I am not caught up in this. My God, I'm going to other channels and it's all about what a day for this guy. What a day. This guy should be moved up in the line. Here we go.
Look,
recency bias. Oh, that guy should maybe be batting third.
Right. I know it's one game in practice. I get it.
Practice.
But again, this is the problem. Okay. And yes, JB, I'm not the one that came up with it. I just said it. I know. I understand that, J. Pearl. I know where you're going. This is the problem with this club. Okay, here's the problem with the club. Is when you don't hold on, listen. This is not a shit on Giants. It's when you're lacking that superstar, right? When you're lacking that superstar, people are going to cling on to people who are showing something because we have that lack of star power, right? So that also plays an effect in when you're looking at these kids, you're thinking, oh, this is going to be the next coming of whoever it may be.
Yeah.
But again, it's too early to tell. And I think just as me, McRae just needs some more time in AAA. If he could cut down those strikeouts, maybe he'll be a factor. But at this particular time, no, I don't. I
Could
just
be a huge impact player, Eric. And again,
he could be, no doubt about it.
To me, just the way he's built, Eric. And come on, he is not an everyday player. So let him play at AAA. Get his at bat. You got to clean up the act. But hey,
I tell you what, and I said this on Marty's show last week. Maybe take a little bit of swing out of that. Just get on base.
Yeah, he cracked a few last year, and all of a sudden he starts swinging and missing.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you make contact, get on base, and then do your business on the base paths, and then maybe you got something. And whether or not that's something they're going to do, I don't know. But we'll see what's happening. Oh, there's a little bit of other news. Hold on. There were some other games on the practice field today. Not the practice, minor league. Papago. Webb threw 3 1/3. He had 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, 6 strikeouts through 53. Birdsong went 2 1/3, gave up 3 hits and 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He threw 44. So over there at Papago, I should say, Webb and Birdsong both had decent out. Webb had a great outing. Birdsong, maybe working on something. Who knows? That's possible. Maybe that's why they're at Papago. Wait, who did they play today? Was it Arizona? That's the reason why. Well, there you go. Other news. Oh, let's see. Oh, Joey, hold up real quick. Let me answer this one. I was the one that was drooling over Rocky's practice. And the reason why I was drooling over Rocky's practice is, did you see the pitches he threw? Did you see the pitches he was throwing? Look, again, it's only one outing. Talking about Roki Sasaki last night.
Yeah, I was a rabid dog last night, Eric.
Dude, that was very impressive, Joey.
And what did I say to you?
Very impressive.
He just picked up where he left off over in Japan, Eric. This wasn't just like, oh my God, it was just practice. No, that dude, there is good and there is great and there is elite. Dude, this guy is not your ass. This guy, we're not talking about Grant McRae in the field here, Eric. We're talking about Roki Sasaki on the hill. Dude, if he pitches the way he pitched in Japan, it all goes back to, why didn't you sign the guy? He wanted to be a Dodger. Let's not sugarcoat it, Eric. We weren't going to get him anyway. But he is going to be elite. Going to be an elite pitcher. Did you see the ass fall out of those pitches yesterday?
That was incredible.
You know, sometimes you get 2 or 3 times in a game when the batter looked silly. They were all looking silly, Eric. It was almost like, and if it is practice, there you go. If it is practice, that is a big scare to me, what we got coming. If that's just practice, Take a look at the tape. It didn't lie.
That was, I couldn't believe it. When we were watching it, because they only showed like one fastball and the rest of them were just split. That split was whooshed. That split was absolutely disgusting, guys.
It just fell off the table. It's just like it's like it's coming. If you had it in slow motion, it would be like a Bugs Bunny movie. It's coming in and then it goes.
Now, the key is going to be, right? The big key, he'll probably come out of this season pretty strong. Can he withstand a full MLB season without having any hiccups? Talking about health-wise,
6 starters.
They're going with a 5-man. They're not going 6.
Are you sure? You wait till opening day. We'll see. I think they're going to go with 6.
They've already announced it. They've already announced they're going 5.
I think they're going to go with 6.
Think so?
I think they're going to go with 6.
We'll see. Don't
believe everything you hear in spring training.
Yeah, well, I think they announced it before spring training, I think.
So to answer your question, If it's just practice when a Giant looks good, you're drooling over Rocky's practice. I am drooling over. And you know what? It scares me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Frightens me.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Jesus Christ, Eric. The LA Dodgers. Here, we sometimes talk about is Logan Webb an ace? Is he your number one? And we don't really have any number ones after that. The LA Dodgers are a pitching staff. They're all number ones. If you traded off the entire pitching staff to different organizations, you're picking up an ace pitcher. They're that dominant, Eric.
yeah.
I think you're going to see one of the greatest teams in baseball history coming into LA this year.
If they stay healthy, it's gonna be tough, man. It
filthy,
is.
dirty.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. But anyways, okay, let's talk about this now, guys. No, I don't want to talk about this. Never mind. Debating where to go.
Hiroku. There's no plan to get Roki Sasaki. There's no plan. You can't plan when he can go to any team he wants for the same money in Major League Baseball. He isn't going to San Francisco, California. Come on, Hiroku. You cannot, Eric, you can't crap on the Giants for this at all. Because Roki Sasaki was, go home and do your homework, but I'm going to L.A. He was going to L.A. Eric, why do the odds makers have L.A. way up here and everybody else is just, they were pulling them off the bets board.
Speaking of which, is there any updates to win losses for each club? Anyone have the odds? I haven't seen. Has it changed? Because I think last we saw, I think the Giants were at 79.5 wins. I don't know if anything has changed because people are still making some deals and trades. If anyone could find out, it'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah, the Dodgers will have 5. They're going to throw Shohei. That'll be 6. They got guys waiting in the wings. They basically they can have a 6 any day of the week they want. They're so deep, Eric. Talk about a team that can only get better, Eric. You see how many ducks they've got on the pond for trades?
Yeah, they do. Absolutely. The only thing the only thing I'm bringing up is Roki Sasaki. It's that kid is something. Whether it lasts or not, we don't know, right? We just don't know. But from what I saw from last night with just that one outing, that was pretty damn impressive.
The San Francisco Giants were the first team on the board, scouting, preparing, wanting Yamamoto.
Supposedly,
they started on him. They had a guy living over there watching him every day. They were whining and dining. He was 15 years old. Eric, where'd he go?
Mm-hmm.
There's something, Eric, and I don't want to pull any puppet strings or pull the rug out from underneath you here. But Eric, there's something to be said when you're a young athlete and you sign with the best team. What a concept!
It helped having Shohei Ohtani probably recruiting these guys too. That helps.
It helps, Eric. It helps when you're a team that goes to the playoffs every year.
No, I understand. Absolutely. Let me see something.
Oh, Mike. The San Francisco Giants are not deep in starting pitching. I said that to Eric in the green room before the show. Before we went to air, I said, hey, if I'm wrong, I'm going to eat crow after the first month. But after the first month, if we got 4, 5, 6 wins, Eric, I'm going to tell you I was right. And you're going to have to listen.
Let's see what we got
Hold
here.
the burdocks out of your ears. Get ready.
27 more rows. What do you got here?
I went down to a card show in Los Angeles, spent 3 days in Anaheim. And 3 days in Anaheim last year, Eric, I thought, who the hell doesn't want to sign here? God, the weather was good. City's nice. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm seeing the highest is 80.5, the low, and then the lowest is 79. So it's off by a game. as far as the win totals or where they got the Giants. So it's still sitting between 80.5 and 79.5 wins for the Giants. But again, it is.
So Mike Ball says the only good news is we played the Dodgers 14 times this year. We can compete over 162 with the rest of them. All right. We're going to compete with the Jays and the Yankees and the Cubs, Eric, and the Padres.
Yeah,
we're 500. We're a 500 ball club, Eric.
I think they're going to be above 500.
We're a couple of games over.
Yeah, I say.
Let's not mince words over 2 or 3 games here. They are not a 90 win. They're not a playoff.
Not a 90 win. I don't see 90 wins. I do not see 90 wins. But could it happen? Sure.
Holy shit! What did they raise it? Instant. Says Fangraphs says the Giants now at 27.5% to make the playoffs.
Wow.
That's gone up. So maybe they see something we're not. 27, 28%, Eric. Plan the parade.
Yeah.
That's Eric running naked in the street. Oh, he's just running after the Xfinity truck.
Yeah, right. Gosh dang, dude. It says I went crazy past week buying rookie cards of that could pop. Encarnacion, Matos, Harrison, Root, Birdsong, and even Luciano. Daniel, I got something for you, buddy. You're hyped up about Encarnacion? Yeah, all right. Let's take a look.
Encarnacion, 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 Encarnacion.
Love it. Good stuff, man. Gotta have fun. Gotta have fun. We'll see how he does this coming up year.
So do they make the playoffs, Eric?
I don't think they make the play. That's just me.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Then we're all on board.
Yep.
If Wilmer hits 30 home runs, do the Giants make the playoffs? No. No, not with this pitching staff, dude.
Yeah, that's gonna be telling.
Put 11 runs up on the board today, Eric. Exhibition baseball.
Yeah, I know.
So,
but again, I want to see guys out there producing though. That's wins and losses mean nothing. I just want to see guys producing. There you go, Joey. Go do it. Make it your ringtone, man. Absolutely.
Tom thinks the pitching is solid.
D. Bodger. What in the world was that? He says.
Solid.
Solid. We'll see. We'll see, man.
Eric, it's not diarrhea, but poop. It can be solid.
Yeah.
But it's still poop.
Ooh,
I'll ask you, Tom. Tom, what happens a couple of weeks in if, heaven forbid, Ray goes down? Because remember, Ray's coming back. Didn't he have 2? Now, hasn't he had 2 surgeries, Eric? 2.
Who was that? I'm sorry.
I know you don't listen to me. All right, guys, we're going to move right along.
Who had 2
Robbie
surgeries?
Ray. Robbie Ray. He's got 2 surgeries under his belt.
I thought it was only 1.
I thought he had a couple of surgeries.
I think
And the last one was the, what do you call it? Tommy John.
Tommy John. I thought it was
And then
only
you've got a 42-year-old starter in there. Tom, do you honestly think that this could not go south to the point where we're the worst pitching staff in baseball? Do you not think that? Or no, my God, or are you just living in the,
I don't know, man.
looking on the roses and picking the tulips? And all is
Honestly, I
good.
can't. There's just not enough to make a
lot of risk.
right. There is. Webb, we already know, right? He has a resume, so we know what Webb's going to do. Ray has
They have a plan.
Ray has a resume, and I think Ray is going to come back to form because again, he's not going to be hurt.
He had a rough
Unless-
time getting the first innings last year.
because he came back off Tommy John way too early. Way too early. It was stupid. So I'm not last year is nothing. This year, he should be back to Robbie Ray of old. So we'll see what happens. Verlander, we know he has a resume. The only issue I have with Verlander is his age and can he go the distance and can he stay healthy? That's the biggest. The biggest question marks out of all of them is going to be Hicks and then whoever the fifth starter is. Those are going to be your biggest question marks right there.
Hey, a follow-up. If none of them go down, we'll have a decent pitching staff there. It'll be decent. It'll be an 84 win pitching staff. That's what you're going to get. But maybe, Eric, I want you to respond. All right, I'll read the question.
What's up, Mark?
Any pitching staff can go south with injuries, Eric, according to Dallas.
Yes.
But even if you lose two guys like that, two guys in your lineup, in your roster, you've got Birdsong and Roop coming in to take their place. Eric, I think people are caught up in this because they're Giants. They're good. Oh, my God. We lose. All five are down, Eric. We got five in the wings. Come on in. Haven't missed a beat. Dude, we are not going to be competitive if we don't throw our best. And our best right now, if a 42-year-old Verlander's our best.
He's not our best. He's not our best.
But he's in our top five. I'm saying, again, you're not listening to me. I said, if you're throwing your top five pitching staff, and what you said earlier, you think it'll be a five-man crew. If you're throwing your top five, and you think you can just shuffle them out of injuries or moves or whatever, and come on in, we go, and they're all going to continue to be good. You're just living in a false reality, dude. Don't you agree?
Not quite. Birdsong and Roop they got high potential, right? That's the issue. They got high potential. Whether or not they're going to be able to come in and quote unquote deal is the question mark. But no, to hit what Dallas is saying, yes, you have depth in guys like Birdsong and Roop who may have something here. They're young and they're showing something, and that's important. So they do have guys they could go to in the meantime. Now, what does that mean for the future? And here's going to be the key, Glenn, I think. Next year, what the staff does this year is be very determinant on what the direction the Giants go next year. Do they go get another starting pitcher? There's going to be a few of them, right? Isn't Tariq Skubal, isn't he going to be a free agent next year? Right? Isn't he?
Don't tantalize me, Eric.
You got Dylan Cease. You got
Don't tantalize me.
Framber Valdez. So look,
don't tantalize me. Don't talk about next year, Eric. You had Corbin Burns.
No. Listen what I'm saying.
Passive aggressive.
I understand that, and I get it, and it may or may not happen. I'm just saying that there are options. I'm not because I can't tell you what the Giants are going to do. I'm just telling you what I would do. Let's see what these guys got. If they show something, right on. All right, now we got something. So I'm not so down on that as much as you may be. I'm just not. We'll see. And it could be, hey, look, they could come out and they could absolutely be freaking the second coming of freaking Sandy Koufax.
Well, you're going to see Birdsong and Roop anyway, Eric, because if you think for a moment that you're going through this season without Hicks bowing out at some point and Verlander going down with, he's got a little injury that ends up being 2 months, or right off to the season, you better have some depth. And I don't think we're deep. We're not even deep in the pitching staff we got right now.
We kind of are deep, but is it deep? Look, when I mean by deep, do you have starting pitchers to go out there? Yes. Does it mean? I mean, look, what team is deep other than the Dodgers? What team is deep with really good starting pitching?
Cincinnati.
Not many. They're not.
Cincinnati.
They're deep. I
would trade all of our pitchers for all of theirs tomorrow, Eric.
Yeah, but what if one of them goes down? Who's their depth? That's what I'm saying. See, at least the Giants have.
Well, you're talking about now. You're comparing that. I bring up the Cincinnati Reds pitching staff, and you go, "Yeah, but what if one of their guys goes down?"
No, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about depth. We're not talking about their starting staff.
We're still playing games with relievers going to start the season for us, Eric, and everybody to a man saying, "Oh my God, by July his arm will fall off." What are we going to do, Eric?
They're not having an opener. They're going to have 5 starting
Hicks. He's a reliever, dude. He's a reliever, and they're playing games. The player dictating to a team. I want to be traded here. I want to be a starter. You want to be a starter? Go start. Go start in Miami.
Look.
You're a reliever.
I understand it, and I agree that he's a reliever, and I think he would succeed. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm talking about depth. And if the Giants have pitchers go down, they have depth. You have Birdsong, you have Roop, you got Tristan Beck, you got Keaton Wynn. You got depth, so to speak. So if anything,
okay, you're talking bullpen depth, really. Bench depth. Well, I'm talking depth in the starting 5. I'm going to keep saying it, Eric. I think our starting 5 is the bottom 25% of the league. And that's why we have a 25% chance of making the playoffs. We are not, Eric. It's going to come full circle. Once we start opening day, I keep saying our hitters, who people are getting caught up on, are going to face real major league pitching every day.
Yeah, I know.
And our pitchers are going to face major league hitters every day.
And yeah, I'll tell you something. You know who else? Well, yeah. You know what may also happen, Glenn, and this may very well happen. The lineup could absolutely fall apart, score no runs, and the pitching keeps everyone in the games, but they don't still score runs. I mean, there's so many different ways. Within a season, there are so many variables between a win and a loss that that's why they call it a marathon.
Now, I do think we're going to have games this year, Eric, that are going to be exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
With Jung Hoo and maybe even Grant in there. You get this. I want to see speed. But for as much as you're going to see those good ones, you're going to see bad. It's a 500 club. 500, Eric. 500 baseball.
Maybe.
You're gonna win one like today. What was it? 11-5? 11-5. Woo! My God, we won 11-5. We're the best team in baseball. Yay! And tomorrow you're gonna get shut out. Hitter.
I never look at
baseball pitching. Good pitching.
I never look at a baseball game like that. I never do. When you get towards the end of the season, okay, yeah, then it gets when each game matters, sure. But I don't do that.
There's a good question.
Unless it's an absolute dumpster fire.
It's a great question. Are you excited for the season, Eric?
Yeah, I'm always excited about the season. Always, man. It's baseball.
I'm not as excited as I usually am.
I love it, man. I can't wait till the freaking games start, dude.
Not as excited as I. Oh, by the way, when is that? So they open up early with that European series. When do we got an opening day? An official? Let's call it unofficial if you want. Official opening day.
I think it's the 27th because I know you're talking about Japan, right? That's where the Dodgers.
Yeah, but then I thought they start like a week early.
27th. They start on the 27th of March, I believe, is the first game.
No,
think so. Look it up.
No, can't be, Eric. We play in the 27th, so that's
what I'm saying. You're talking about the opening day, right?
Yeah,
that's opening day, right? March 27th.
But I thought who's playing? I thought there was not an exhibition. I thought remember last year Dodgers and
the 18th. Yeah, March 18th.
So that's Japan. March 18th.
Yeah.
So that'll be opening day for who? Who's playing in the series this year? Dodgers and Cubs. Yes, Dodgers and Cubs. Right on. And you know what? Tune into the game. It'll probably be starting at like 3 a.m. So I'll be all right. I'll be in the studio playing some records. I'll have the little TV on with the sound off. But Eric, you're going to get, if you guys haven't watched a game, and I was thinking about this earlier today, and appropriately came up in conversation. I'm going to squeeze this topic in. Watch a game in Tokyo, or watch a game Nippon in Korea. Watch Japan, Korea. Eric, our ballparks, especially Oracle, the most boring atmosphere in the world of sports. Now batting, it's like you're at a fucking opera. And now you go over and watch those games in Korea. Dude, I saw a clip on one of the networks. I think it might have been the Bay Area Sports just on the weekend. And it was a sit down with Jung Hoo Lee. And he was talking about, is he bringing his, I just told you a month ago and you didn't know this. he actually has his own walk-up music. Is he bringing it in this year? Because they were. I caught it in the middle of the interview, and he's like, "Yeah, my walk-up music, and I have my own song, and it's, dude, it is ruckus. It'll get the fans into it, and that's what we need, dude."
Nice.
What happened to atmosphere at the ballparks, Eric?
Well,
What happened to atmosphere?
well, it all depends, I guess. I mean,
Or just go with winning baseball?
Anytime you go to a game, right, it's going to be different people usually every time, unless it's season ticket holders. But yeah, I mean, it all depends on what. Look, the game kind of dictates what the fans are going to do, right? Right, something like that.
Well, we'll see. I just think that you're going to get to see what fans are like, and they get cheerleaders.
There you go, Marcus. Say, Glenn, if you drink enough, you'll have a fine time. Robert, yes,
but a lot of people, that's all they do at Oracle Park. They go and they have drinks with their friends. They're not even baseball fans, Eric. I see it every weekend.
That is correct.
Friday night games. Friday night games, Eric.
And
it's an office party.
And the thing is the beginning of the season, the crowds may be a little bit smaller. You got kids that are still in school. Summertime is when you want to start seeing those the stadiums being packed. He's asking Robert, can they win Sure, they could win 86 games. That's possible. That's absolutely possible.
Could they win 73? It's possible. It's quite possible.
Hey, could they win 107? Could they win 107?
Not possible.
Win 100. They could. They could.
Come on, Eric.
They could.
I like where you're going with this.
Right?
Come on, dude.
I'm just saying.
You wearing a tinfoil hat over there or what?
They can win. They can win 60 games. They can win 100 games. I mean, that's the beauty of baseball.
Yeah.
It's not set in stone. It's not. We have our own ideas of what we think it may or may not be. But that's the beauty of the game. That's why I love talking baseball. It's because everybody has their own idea of where they think that their respective club is going to finish. Or just in baseball in general, where do you think this club's going to finish? Or how are they going to do? There we go, man. Come on.
Quote of the night brought to you by William Shakespeare comes to us tonight from Mark. Stanford Medical Center uses Giants broadcasts in lieu of anesthesia. No anesthetic necessary.
Mark. That's pretty
like
good,
it.
man.
I like that.
Good.
Yeah.
Is that did they update the list? I gotta look. Let's see if they updated the list.
What are you guys trying to jump on me together? You got a new best friend over there, Eric?
What's up?
Robert Rothberg.
What's up?
He likes your positivity.
Well, I'm just saying. He asked the question, I answered it.
He likes your positivity.
Whether it's positive, negative, whatever. I mean, I think it's doable.
Yes, Mark, the Japanese man. It's such a show. That's one thing I want to do. If you didn't have to fly about 18 hours to get there, Eric, I want to go to a game over there and see to feel it, feel that atmosphere.
Where the heck is this? Not what I wanted. Hold on, let me. I gotta find this.
Although the way the world is going right now, I don't want to do any travel into Europe. No European destination. I may never come back. I may never come home.
Yeah, depends where you go. Okay, where are we at here?
Hey, I got a question for you, Eric, and I don't want to get. Oh, you do? Good. I don't want to get political, but this is of a political nature. If the president of the United States wields his power, can he not shut down airspace to any other country? Good
question. Not sure.
Could he?
And I'm not sure.
You got a major league baseball team in Toronto, and you're like, you can't fly into the States. Can't fly into our country.
It's a good question.
I come up with these dandy. I remember the best question I ever came up with you. I don't know if you're making up the answer. Actually, Eric comes up with an answer. As long as they taught me this back in sales when I was like 18. If you don't know the answer, just come up with a snappy one. And they'll go, oh, he's right. He's pretty smart, that guy. I was on one of your military history chronicles. Do you remember the night I chimed in and I asked you, Eric? So they're throwing those satellites up there in order. Is there like a roadmap? Is there like a chart? Yeah. Are you allowed to just throw it? Does Elon just launch it up there? And hey, I said they'd be running into each other because how many are up there now, Eric?
A shit ton.
Yeah.
A shit ton. And
then you were explaining how they I asked you, I said, hey, Eric, You can buy one of the most exotic telecommunication systems for radio there is. You could probably broadcast through an entire state.
Yeah.
How the hell do we broadcast? This is NASA, Spaceship 2, and you're on the other side of the moon. How did they get that?
Yeah, it's they got antennas all over the freaking globe to be able to
That's something.
But a good example, maybe look at what they did during September 11th when they shut down all air travel. Again, that was over only U.S. airspace. So that's a little bit different than.
Yeah, but look how many planes landed in Gander, Newfoundland.
A shit ton, yeah.
And now Canada's getting kicked in the nuts.
Oh, whatever. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to even go there.
Not
Not here.
here.
Not here. All right. Here we go. Top 30. This is the current list. Bryce Eldridge is number 1, number 24 in the top 100. Carson Whisenhunt is number 2. Josar Gonzalez, the kid, right? The 17-year-old is at number 3. Tibbs is 4. I don't have who the hell is Johnny Level?
Speed racer. I'm surprised Tibbs isn't ahead of Gonzalez just based on age.
There you go. And Josar is projected 2030.
Are we still going to be on air come 2030?
They've adjusted Bryce Eldridge. They said 2025. I think in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, they didn't. I thought they did. They changed it then. I could have sworn they said ETA was 2025 last year for Bryce. But again, 2025 for Bryce. Again, estimated time of arrival.
You're right on positive. It's true. It is absolutely true. Go to a college Saturday in any sport and go to a Sunday pro game. It's unbelievably different. Unbelievable.
Hold on.
Nothing like going to a college sport. You got the big brass band playing. Go to a hockey rink and that band is taking up the corner section of the range. Just oh God, I love it. Love college sports, Eric.
So Johnny Level was an international signing from 1 or 2 years ago. Okay, his projection is 2029. Tibbs next year, along with Bryce. Josar 2030. We're talking 5 years. This is what I keep saying, guys. These young guys, they're project now. Could it speed up? Absolutely, it could speed up. But we'll see what happens here. Let's see the full list, right? Who else? Number 6 is Dakota Jordan, another outfielder from last year that they signed. Joe Whitman, left-handed pitcher. Rainer Arias, number 8. Who the hell's Bo Davidson?
Guys, I don't have enough depth to even.
And Trevor McDonald. Those are your top 10. So there you go.
Some of them I've heard of.
That's kind of cool, though.
By name only.
Johnny Level is only 17 as well. Gotcha. Fair enough.
It'd be unfair for Eric and I to try to come in here and dissect what these guys are bringing to the table. I don't. I know some by name. Others could be a guy down the street bagging groceries. I have no idea.
See, we got some young guys in there. Look at that. Bryce, Joe.
Well, maybe they're on the way to building that system, Eric.
That's good. That's good.
Maybe there's a little gem in there somewhere.
You never know. Well, it's going to be a little while to find out, but yeah.
Looking for the diamond, Eric. John Denver says some days are diamonds, but some days not diamonds.
Yeah,
Robert
absolutely slope. Absolutely slope.
What's that?
How long it took Ramos to come up? Took him forever, man.
Robert Rothberg asks a very open-ended question. There is no answer, Robert. How many wins must a team win to make the wild card? There is no answer to that question. In one division, Eric, you could have the top teams in baseball competing against each other. I think. What do you think, Eric?
You can't say nothing until the season. Once the season gets on the way, and then you see who's competing and not competing. Last year, right? The NL West last year almost had 3 playoff spots.
Exactly.
Dodgers with the division. And then the Padres in Arizona. Unfortunately, Arizona got knocked out at that last game of the season and knocked them out. So, yeah, I mean, it depends how strong each division is.
Right, and it's not just the wild card. We're talking about postseason baseball. So there's some divisions in baseball that you got to win your division outright.
No.
You got to win it. Now,
in some divisions,
the Giants are in the unenviable position where they could be a 4th-place club. And when you're always looking up, you're not going to make the playoffs, Eric.
Yeah, and that's what I was just going to ask you, Toby. Perfect. Well, not you, but I was going to ask the chat. How many wins did you have to give in the wild card? It says 89 didn't do it last year.
What did the Padres have to win last year? 93, 94, somewhere around there. It was mid-90s.
Right? Yeah, so you got to be probably at the minimum, right? 90?
So we got to steal another 14 or 15 wins.
Right on, David. Yeah, and so you're talking 90 wins.
I say a few more. I'd say you're going around 94.
Maybe. Oh man, dude, it's gonna be a fight for sure. Yeah, but not the NL. That's the problem.
I know you don't like me. You don't like me painting the Dodgers with this greatest team of all time brush, but I think maybe one of the keys to success this year for any team in the National League, Eric, any team that wants to make the postseason or has those aspirations, is how many teams are going to take advantage in their win totals by beating the best. If the Dodgers are beating everybody en route to one of the greatest seasons that I think they're going to put together, who are the teams that pick up a win? You're stealing a win. And I think that could be a key to success. Hanging with the Dodgers in some games and trying to put up a W, Eric.
Yeah.
You're going to have to, I think, hey, there's not a doubt in my mind, guys, that if this Giants team, if we're talking about this thing in 6 months, we go, holy shit, Eric, we're going to the postseason. You know why? It's because we've stolen some games along the way, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to take advantage. If there's an opportunity, you got to take advantage. And the thing they can't do, you know what? I'll talk about it when I come back. Let me warm my coffee.
And guys, as much as you got to steal some, so many people brush off games early in the season. Oh, it's only the second week of the year, and we've lost 3 in a row. And we blew a game last night. That's okay. What happens when you fail at the end of the year by 1 game? You look back at games, no matter any game. You should be out there trying to win every, and I'm sure they are trying to win every game. But you cannot afford to fall short in any way, shape, or fashion, especially when you're competing against an LA Dodger club that, you know what they got? The Padres were still a damn good ball club. And you've got the Arizona Diamondbacks who went out and snuffed out the pitcher that we wanted. They got better. We're coming in here. I said to Eric, we're coming in here with the same roster, basically. Basically, you can say, oh, Jung-Hoo Lee's going to get back in there. Well, we basically are coming back with similar fixtures as we had last year. We brought in Verlander. We lost Snell. So is the pitching staff better than last year? Is the team better by leaps and bounds than last year? Everybody else gets good players. Everybody else improves. Be nice to see the San Francisco Giants actually go out there and, broken record, Eric and I talking about this, but go out there and give me the best solid players you can and stop talking about, oh, maybe we can get McRae in there, or, oh, we got Brett Wisely. Brett Wisely's going to make the cut. I don't really care. Got to say hi. I don't think we did last night at all. Our sponsors, Genesis Gold IRA, Duxwell Printing, Lefties, and Burlingame. And I hear some guys are already over there looking for rookie cards and buying up the best Giants there are available. You can stop by and see Jim and the staff. They're the home of the Monday night singles night at Lefties online on their Facebook page. Signatures for Soldiers. Hi to Tim. Oh, my gosh, Tim. Shoot me, man. Shoot me. I keep saying I'm going to reach out again to Tim. He wanted to come on at Christmas. We couldn't squeeze him in. We had never again. I gave up the time to Chardall, who didn't show. But that's another story. So, Tim, we're going to get you on real soon. And please support all of our sponsors, including our number one sponsor, John, the man with the money. BetterCreditCards.com.
What can I say that I haven't already said about BetterCreditCards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At BetterCreditCards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
And if you're like me, maybe I should give BetterCreditCards.com a call. Because if you don't maintain those payments, just pay it all off. Every time I make a payment at the end of the month, Eric, I feel like this. It's like a game of Pac-Man. They're just eating my money. They're eating my money. You make a payment, and I go, geez, I owe more this month than I paid last month. What's going on? So give them a call, bettercreditcards.com, our featured sponsor. Just make sure you support them all. And apparently, it looks like some guys in there going lefties. I like it.
Toby, Toby, are you out there? Do me a favor, man. Let me see if Toby's out here, because there's going to be a key for the Giants this coming up year.
Hey, Bogzer picked up a Jim Rice rookie at lefties last week. Nice. That must have been in the back right-hand corner. He's got lots of good old 70s, 60s, 50s, even older back there. And Jim sits in his little perch. It's like going to church. He's got his little perch way up in the back. Come on in.
Toby.
Got to go over there. You've never been over there, have you, Eric, at lefties?
No.
Oh,
Hey.
what a day out.
Toby, do me a favor. What was the Giants' record last year in one-run games? I know they had around, was it just around 30? They had about 30 one-run games. What was their record in those one-run games last year?
Ooh.
Because I think this is going to be one of the key factors, I think, for the Giants this coming up year.
It's a good question. Last year, I've got it here, Eric. The San Francisco Giants. Oh, no, this is career. I don't want this.
No, I don't want career. I know, Toby, he's looking. Because that's going to be key. Because the Giants, Mike says, yes, it was worse than baseball. The Giants absolutely were horrible in one-run games. That has to change. We're not talking about, coming back from a blowout. We're talking about coming back from just one run. Giants they gotta, if it was worse than baseball, well, that's got to turn around. Heck, even if you're middle of the pack, you're being more competitive.
Mm. It's a good question, Eric. It's hard to find.
Let's see. What's up, Paul Fong? Yes, Giants were amazing at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Yes, they were, Paul. Absolutely.
Somebody reported on here, Eric. It's probably, I was thinking it would be really lopsided. They were 20-20 in one-run games.
They were 20-20?
That's what it says here, but I want to hear it from somebody else.
All right. I think Toby's looking it up.
I looked
it was only 30. I don't think it was in the 40s. I thought it was in the 30s as far as one-run games are concerned. But that's something that the Giants need to fix, man. And that's not hard, right? You wouldn't think so. I'm saying it as a freaking fan sitting in my damn chair. But you would think it's, hey, come on, let's win a few more of those one-run games, and it's a totally different type of season. Mark, speaking of kind of what you've been saying, wouldn't mind a mediocrity as much as that the team was a little bit more fun to watch. Nobody on the squad seems like they have a pulse, vanilla.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Black and white baseball.
You watched it. You watched the dugout and the celebrations and the way they comported themselves. Right. It just seemed like they weren't having fun in some situations. It just seemed they were just going through the motions. Right. That's what it felt like. How do you get excited about that? Then again, how does a player get excited when you don't know what the hell you're going to be doing the next day? Honestly, right?
That's
Unless
true.
your name was Chapman.
Fair point.
Right?
Yep.
That's
Chapman.
big. Getting
Chapman
guys
knew
with
he'd
good
be
vibes. That is true, Marcus. I would agree with that. That is true.
Also says 24-24 according to the baseball reference.
24-24 according to Baseball Reference. Thought it was worse than that. Still,
So
I thought it was worse than that.
when guys like Marcus come in and say they're getting guys with good vibes, does that mean so they can just brush off losses? They got a good vibe. It's fun in the dressing room. What does good vibes mean, Eric?
No.
Good vibes.
No. What this is what he's trying to do. He's trying to
What is it goodbye?
change. He's trying to change the mindset, so to speak. Because look, if this is something that Buster Posey has to address, that tells you these last couple of years that the atmosphere within the clubhouse wasn't where it probably should have been, and that could. I've been in situations where if you're in a certain organization and everyone is not feeling it, it's not fun, man.
Well, mediocrity should not be acceptable.
No, absolutely. But here's the problem. How was that being handled last year?
But if you're a mediocre ball club, Eric, got to face the facts. Got to face reality.
But there's also, is there leadership being displayed? Is there, again, and it starts from the top up, or I should
What
say,
is
top
leadership?
down.
Last few years when they were losing and losing and losing. Well, they called a team meeting and kicked the managers. It was team meeting, team players only, and then they went on. They won 2 games, and then lost another 8. So, what is a leadership role, Eric, in a ball club? What is leadership?
As far as Buster Posey, because there's different, right? You got different roles. If you want to say Buster Posey's kind of like at the strategic and operational level of leadership, you got Bob Melvin, who's going to be at your tactical level. So each of those guys are going to have specific jobs they have to do. Some of them are going to overlap to a certain extent, but Buster Posey, he's got to bring in, basically have confidence in your guys. Don't necessarily run them down. Now, don't get me wrong. Doesn't mean that you have to maybe give them a swift kick in the ass occasionally, but you sit there and you back your guys. You show that, hey, I got confidence in you to go out there and get this job done, so to speak. Right? Granted, that only goes so far. If you continue to fail, well, then you got to make those decisions. And the thing is if you start seeing something weird going on in the clubhouse, you got to nip that in the bud. If you let shit fester, it will spread like wildfire. And then once you lose the clubhouse, trying to get it back, good luck. That's going to be. And again, I'm not talking specifically because I know about it in baseball. What I'm talking about is just in an organization. Period. Is if you got shit going sideways, it's hard to get it back once you've lost it. And I would not be surprised if it's the same way. I mean, we're just talking about it's not about the game of baseball. You're just talking about emotions and if you want to say feelings to a certain extent within an organization. That's where it's going to go. And then, of course, your production's going to be affected by it. If your head's not in the game, well, guess what? It's going to reflect when you're out in the field. So
I wonder if it's the same.
Bring something. He's going to bring something.
I wonder if it's the same in hockey as it is in baseball, Eric, because I would say I brought leadership to the dressing room, Eric. You know what we do? If you're goofing off, well, you didn't see Moneyball, but anybody who's seen Moneyball, if you're in there after a loss and you got the radio going, the big boom box is blaring the music, and you're having fun, and that was hockey, Eric, and I was on your team, and you were my teammate, I just kicked the shit right out of you in the room and say, anybody else want to fucking goof off? That's leadership in hockey. You sit the fuck down or I'll kick the shit out of you. Show up, play, know your role, play your role. Know your role and play your role. Dude.
Yeah.
It's a different era of sports in general too, Eric. You watch football. I grew up watching the Canadian Football League and some NFL late in the season because I only had 3 channels. So CFL was on all the time. The guys in the trenches, Eric. You ever see them? No 2 teeth, and they're wearing the big masks, and they were in there and they were rolling around in the mud. And now, Eric's like they're afraid to break a nail. It's so they play so gingerly. The game isn't none of these sports are as tough as they used to be, Eric.
It's different. It's different.
Pretty boys. They're all pretty boys, Eric, making the big money, and now you're an investment. You're not a ball player. You're an investment, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's someone's investment.
Yes, correct.
God, I'm in need of watching some Ken Burns tonight.
Oh, man, dude, I'm already in the 4th inning now.
I want to go back and watch the 2nd inning tonight. I need some 2nd inning when baseball was baseball.
Give me 1 minute.
Which inning was he ran off on me. When Eric comes back, I want to find out which inning was the Black Sox scandal. That's the one I want to watch again tonight. Senior, I'm sure. Oh, Senior. See now, Senior is a good ball guy. Runs in the family. You guys are big sports. Senior, you must have seen the documentary as well, huh? And did you have a favorite segment? Eric and I kind of lose it around the 50s into the 60s, the later stages. I think they came out with an extension called the Extra Innings. But I really love watching the first 3 or 4 innings, the history of ball, the black and white, where they're showing all that footage. And I said it to Eric, all that old footage, whenever they show the black and white, and the people seem to be walking twice as fast. It just gives me goosebumps, especially with the baseball theme. And all the people are at the ballpark wearing fedoras, and they're dressed in shirt and tie. And God, humanity now is just show up as you are. God. Dallas says it's the 3rd inning. All right, I'm going to check it out tonight. I'm in need of watching to get me hyped up for the season. Maybe that's all I need. I got to watch some Ken Burns tonight, Mr. Burns. Any of you guys out there in the chat who have watched it, chime in. Tell me, what's your favorite segment? Are you going back to the black and white days like myself, maybe 1st, 2nd, 3rd innings, or are you guys all about the newer baseball? Once they got into the 7th and 8th innings there, and they were showing Rod Carew and Yastrzemski, and a different Yastrzemski. Yeah, Kyle. There's a lot more civility back then, too. Ladies were all dressed up to the nines, and that was just your day. You got out of bed and you got dressed. You didn't look like bums like Eric and I, just showing up. I just got out of bed and took a shower before the show. We roll in and do it. I'm getting a feel from everybody, Eric. Apparently it's the 3rd inning. The Scandal. I'm going to watch that tonight. Yeah. I was trying to get a vibe, trying to get a feel on what people thought.
Right at the end of the 3rd inning, it's like one of the longest segments of the 3rd inning. So it's right at the end, because then at the very end of the 3rd inning, you got what's his name, Buck O'Neill saying, with the White Sox or the Black Sox, they almost wiped out baseball. But then who's coming up? Babe Ruth. So Babe Ruth is introduced in inning number 4.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good question. Good question. I was talking about how I enjoy watching I was trying to get a feel. People aren't coming in with it, but I used to watch that consistently over and over and over and over. I have to revisit it. But I like the early innings, Eric, when things were, I don't know, baseball was so different back then. The design of the stadiums, the freaking Polo Grounds, Eric, was the size of a small city. Did anybody hit home runs in that ballpark?
Yeah, people did. Yeah.
Holy smoke.
Toby, there you go.
Huge.
Send it to that email, Toby. Whatever you got.
And I like the fact people get dressed up. All the black and white footage, people dressed up. It was
played it.
Nice
Happy Gilmore. He wants to. What's up, Philip? All right. He
rest in peace, Bob Barker. There you go. Hey, Philip. What up to you? Ruth, Gehrig, Mantle. How would they handle a 105 fastball? They probably faced 100 easily, Eric. Pitchers could pitch back then.
And think about it. If they were using the bats today, let's use the same technology, right? Because the bats back then weren't quite as where they are now. I guarantee you they probably could swing a bat to be able to catch up to a 100-mile-per-hour fastball today.
It's funny, back then they used to refer to it as you'd be swinging the lumber. You were basically swinging a 2x4. Some of those bats look like the old milk bottle bats. Softball bat. Black Betsy.
Shoeless Joe's.
There you go.
Was stained with his tobacco juice. Yeah.
Home plate's at Eric's place. Center field's over at Kyle's house.
Yeah, they have.
I've seen footage on the show. Guys, check it out. Ken Burns Baseball. I think it's on Netflix. And the Polo Grounds. My God, it was like
monstrous.
It's probably the biggest ballpark I've ever seen, Eric.
Monstrous.
It was almost square in shape too. It defied logic.
All right, here we go. Real quick. I'll take
And
a look
now
at
all it is an apartment complex.
Happy Gilmore wants to hear it. He wants to be amused, so why not?
What are we gonna-
I played it the other day. Why not? Here we go. Oh no! Shit!
Let it go.
To the D-backs, guys. Oh shit! Happy Gilmore wanted to. Oh shit! God, Corbin Burns to the D-backs. John Heyman.
Wait for it though. Oh, you shut it down. Nope. Wait for it.
Oh no! Opt out after 2 years.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, Vince, can't believe it, dude.
Vince coming in strong with an oomph. It sounded like his heart fell out of his chest. And that, guys, we do our best here. That's supposed to be like the breaking news anthem or something. So every time I hear that, it's like an episode of the X-Files. I'm like, we're being invaded.
Yeah.
Woo! Anyway.
Yeehaw. Oh, I see what you, okay. Yeah, Toby, I see. Was that from last year, Toby? Were those numbers, was that an accumulation from last year? Glad you liked that, Happy. We aim to please right here on Giant Sports Talk Live.
Oh, Aaron. Tonight on NBC, Eric discussing the breaking down of Ken Burns versus Civil War. You be the judge. Tonight at midnight. Oh, yeah.
It was last year. Okay, here, let's take a look at this.
Civil War's not bad either.
Yeah, that one is fantastic.
We can't go wrong. 2 topics that are near and dear. I own the box sets in Blu-ray, Eric. I have both box sets. Well worth it. I've gotten my money's worth out of those easily. And is it fair to say to guys out there, if you have a generation, even during the Civil War, Eric, different different aspects of the Civil War, different eras of a short Civil War, but you can put on either the Civil War or Baseball by Ken Burns, and it doesn't matter. Just pick random. Pick an inning. Pick one of the chapters of the Civil. You can watch it like it's reading a magazine. It's not reading a book. It's reading a magazine. You're educated, man. You don't have to follow any process and go, oh my God, I got to watch like 900 hours of baseball to see what I want. No, I'm going to watch the 3rd inning tonight. You can do the same. Pick what you like.
What is that?
Oh, Danny's coming in strong. I like this one, actually. I heard the siren, and I thought maybe, this was traded. Oh, no.
Hey, Toby, it's the same categories, but with different numbers. Are you sure? Because you sent me 2. One has a certain set of numbers, another one has a different set of numbers, but it's the same categories. I don't know which one's which, man. And it says, one of them says Giants to Dodgers, the other one says Dodgers to Giants. I don't know which one's which. You got to let me know how that's all. How did they figure that out there, Toby?
Burns to the D-backs, guys. Oh, that one will live forever, too.
One is starting, one is bullpen. Gotcha. Which one's which? I don't know which one's which, man. Is the one with the E? You gotta let me know which one. It doesn't differentiate in the file. Is the one with the 4 ERA, I guess, is the starting pitching, or is it the one with the 3 ERAs that have starting pitching? You just got to let me know.
California during the Civil War.
Yeah, that's interesting.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray.
This is a mess. I'm keeping up on something that's not good.
What are you doing over there? What are you up to, Eric? What are you up to?
Follow me on Twitter and you'll know.
Are you, let's see, I got to get going soon. We're almost an hour and a half into the show. Where did an hour and a half go tonight, Eric? Are we putting up tonight? Are you sticking around for like 2.5 hours, or what are you doing? What's your plans tonight before I end up?
You know what? I'll throw out the link just to see if anyone wants to come in, do a little talk. And I know Chardall says he wants to come in and talk spring training baseball. I want to hear what his thoughts on spring training baseball.
Oh, you posted it up. Okay. Yep. I just posted it up. Chardall's going to, well, I'm going to pack a lunch, get ready to go.
Marcus. I know what you're doing. Oh, by the way, I think we got all the points squared away. I think you probably saw a bunch of emails yesterday.
I don't read them anymore. You're like somebody who texts me 80 times a day. I get to the fourth one.
I think we're good, man. We're good.
Listen, I was over in the radio studio. I departed after the show, and you said you were going to make a change. And I hear, bing! I said, well, do I have a request for some great oldies? No, it's Eric. Oh, I've made a change. Okay. 9 minutes later, bing! It must be Eric. Yep, Eric again. You were making notes. I said, here we go. I shut you off. That's it.
I did one extra one that I messed up. I instead of putting a 1, I put a 0.1. That wasn't good.
I think it should be how many points for a win?
We dropped it to 2.
See, that's not enough. The variables aren't the same. If you're losing a run for every hit, your points. Because
what it does is, because if you think about it, what if a pitcher, you get a loss because you just didn't freaking get that win because your lineup screwed it up. You know, but that's
fantasy baseball, Eric. Fantasy baseball isn't. Well, quality start index divided by.
I'm not a big win-loss guy, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to try to
make it. The world of fantasy baseball is.
Oh, there's Dilly. I'll bring in Dilly. I don't know where Chardall is.
2 points for a pitcher?
2 for a win.
Then I don't have to draft any in the first 10 rounds.
Yeah, but you still got to get outs. You still got to get.
Yeah. But Eric, you're given 4 points for a home run. RBI totals. I'm going to bet my first 20 picks are going to be hitters. I don't need pitching.
Okay, go for it.
The pitching numbers don't stack up with hitting. I hate to give away a secret, guys, but go in and look at the statistical analysis for our upcoming draft. And
but you still have
numbers are too.
But you got 9.
You're going to have pitchers who have great games, and you'll say, "Oh, he got 2.5 points tonight." And
no, it's not.
Oh, he didn't get the win.
Senior, I think I'm going to do it this weekend. There's some news breaking like right now that is like, wow. If it's true, wow.
Some people are. They're not taking.
No, it's breaking like right now as we're talking.
Right now?
Yeah.
More? Is it bad?
Could be.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is it got to do with you?
No, not me.
Doesn't have to do with me, does it?
No. I'm talking about what's going on across the.
Oh no, we're just not buying American up here, so it doesn't have to do with me.
It has nothing to do with that. So
it has nothing to do with you. Good. I didn't want you to get like blown up or anything tonight. I don't want to have to do the show the rest of the year with no games or anything. No. Jesus. Well, there were some staunch words earlier today, Eric. They're kind of. Anyway, I'm looking forward to your next show. Those military histories, especially this time, you did a dandy last week, so I look forward to them. Actually,
it's a mess. That's all I could say.
It really is. Who do we got in the show here tonight?
Yeah, there he is. Gotcha.
Who do we got? Dilly and who's behind lefties?
Okay, here we go. There we go. Here, let's bring this up real quick. Toby, thanks for bringing that up, man. I appreciate it, man. Are you there, Toby?
Yeah, I'm here.
All
Sorry.
right, cool.
I have
Cool.
animals.
Oh, hey, no worries. I got it. What do you got, dogs?
Dogs, cats. Anyone want a free kitty? Please
Hey,
hit me up.
dude, we got plenty of cats. We don't need any more, but no, I got you.
Where is Vince these days? We got to get Vince in here one day, Eric.
I saw him in the chat. All right, check out these numbers. Again, this is starting pitching between the Giants and the Dodgers last year. Little interesting. Earned run average, pretty similar. Earned runs against per game, pretty similar. Whip, kind of in there, sort of. Damn, the whips are that bad for each club. Oof. Whatever. Outs per pitcher. Oh, that's interesting. Dodgers are a lot better than that. Strikeouts per 9. The Giants suck with strikeouts per 9. Oh, Marcus is in here too. Holy shit, we got a full crowd going. Let's see. Hits per 9. Giants sucked. Home runs per 9. Dodgers sucked. The Dodgers, look at that. They gave up a shit ton of home runs. Walks per 9. They walked a lot of guys. And then strikeouts, they were pretty damn even. Here, let me bring in. There we go. I got to get rid of this. Holy crap.
Marcus is bamboozling us. He's either doing the show, he just left the gymnasium, or he's at the Acapulco Lounge in Hawaii doing the show. Look at the way this guy's dressed.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Here we go.
Glenn, I was hearing
shit.
the points. I was hearing the points slander. Okay. And I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not gonna frickin' stand
The
for it.
point slander. I think it's a little lopsided with the pitching, but
No.
okay.
I ran the numbers so that they would line up roughly with the expected WAR of each player. So, wins and losses aren't really like pitcher attributes. Like they are influenced by runs.
oh my God, I don't want to cut you off, Marcus. Can we come back to that?
Hold
your
on.
thoughts.
Hold on.
We got a special guest coming into us live from Southern California tonight, Eric. I don't want to waste any time because he's a man who's very busy trying to scout young talent.
He knows all about points. He knows all about numbers.
Yes.
He's an expert at this. Ladies and
Got
gentlemen,
a Tandy 2000 man himself.
let's hold on. Let's do this. Why not? I guess. Let's do this.
And now, another special guest appearance on Giant Sports Talk Live.
Bring him in, Eric. Bring him in. Big intro.
Hey, Fargon. Man, long time
Fargon.
no see. How's everything down in Southern California?
Fargon hasn't changed that shirt. I saw him in the grind. I said, that's Fargon's shirt. It's Fargon.
Yeah, hey, hey, all you suckers up there in San Francisco. Hold on, just something. I got it. I forgot part of my outfit.
Okay, well, hold on. Well, let's hold on. We'll get him out of here. Fargon will return momentarily.
Remember I said I don't like gimmicks? This is the only gimmick I do like.
This is great. This is the best.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Mark, but we have Fargon over there in the group.
Here we go.
Here we go.
In all his glory. In all his
Got the boiler going, eh?
I decided I'm going back to my roots. Winning baseball.
Oh no!
God,
No!
Oh.
Zane, are you trying to say were you a plant? Did you?
I was a plant. You guys think, Alex? You guys think about conspiracies? Let me tell you, I came to San Francisco to screw your organization, and I set it back 10 years, and I'm back with the world champs.
And I see you brought Blake Snell with you, huh? Yeah, you brought Blake. You dealt for Snell, right, for San Francisco, and then all of a sudden, now he's with the LA. What's going on?
I sure did. Yep.
Snell and Conforto.
And Conforto.
That's right.
I
Yep, they're going to have monster years too, and they're going to be healthy. And hey, I cut my hair today too, guys, just for the show.
Oh my gosh, man!
We got to get him chuckling. Say something funny, Eric. I got to get a Farhan chuckle.
We got to get a
Marcus,
okay.
you're looking a little bored there.
He doesn't know what to
man.
say. He's speechless. I tell
don't
you
know
what,
to say, yeah.
we looked at a little clip yesterday of Roki Sasaki. Wow, you guys got someone special down there. Nope. Did you hear me?
Farhan's working
Yeah.
on the Tandy right
Yeah,
now. There he is.
I hear you. Yeah, we got Roki. We had that in the bag. You know, well, actually, Roki was going to go to the Giants. Roki was going to the Giants with the whole thing because I was there. But then when I left and he knew I was going to go to the Dodgers, he wanted to come there. It's again, I'm the key to everything for the Dodgers.
Holy crap! Now that you mention that, your white whale Yamamoto, he was supposed to come to San Francisco. Did you have a little shenanigans going on there? Hey, don't come to San Francisco. I'm going back to LA. Go to LA. Is that
All
maybe?
part of the conspiracy? All part of the conspiracy. Now,
Hey, Fargon, please do us a favor. Whatever you do and all your infinite wisdom, you've done enough damage. We love you, but you've done enough damage. Please stay at home. Do not come to the Bay Area. We do not need you scouting our young talent like this. Right? Or like this. We want to keep them at home. You just stay mitts off.
well, I still have a gym membership up there, and I have to come up and work out. See, I got to get this off.
Oh my god! Hey, I'm guessing you're eating pretty well in Southern California, right?
Oh, Southern California, yeah, very, very good food, but nothing like the Bay Area. Nothing like the Bay Area.
Oh my gosh, dude! Go
Wow.
for it, Glenn. Ask
No,
Fargon.
I've said enough on this. Marcus, do you have any questions for our special guest, Fargon Zaidi?
Oh boy.
Fire away. It's not
know
this
what?
often you get an executive of the year on, huh? 2021, baby.
It's amazing how when Farhan comes, everybody just shuts the hell up. Eh? It's just
Oh my god!
What is there to say? You know, to just I hope you do for the Giants, do for the Dodgers, but you do for the Giants. Well,
there you go.
that's all I can hope for.
Couldn't have said that better.
F them up too.
Yep.
I could do that. I could do that if they give me the reins, but they're too dang smart. They're not letting me anywhere near the front office. I'm just the owner's water boy. I just do his dirty work. I clean the toilets. But hey, anything for a job and a ring. Yeah, I need a ring.
You didn't have to sell a house, right? Didn't you still have a house there in Southern California?
Yeah, I was a plant. Yeah, I was there 6 years. Yeah, you guys should see my beautiful 2024 World Championship ring the Dodgers gave me. Yeah.
Oh, that's dirty. That's dirty, man. Oh my gosh.
Dallas wants to know what I think about bringing Kapler to L.A.
Oh.
Well, leave that fruitcake up in the Bay Area where he belongs. Guy's a nut job doing all of his food reviews.
What's wrong?
We're a baseball team. We're not doing food reviews for the Dodgers.
Mike, what's the problem with the purple tank top? It's a LSU.
Isn't that LSU Tiger?
Yep.
Hey, LSU. All right. Hey, Baton Rouge. Are you from Baton Rouge?
No, I got this when I went to go see a game in Baton Rouge.
Baseball or football?
Football. Yeah.
Oh yeah, nothing like football down south.
It was a nice game. Drank a lot, and it was really strange because they don't have any laws with like open containers there, so you can just walk from place to place with beverages in hand. And
nice.
I paid for a round for me and my buddies. It was like 6 or 7 drinks, and they were just like, "Yep, that'll be $25." And I was like, excuse me, did you charge me for all of the drinks? Yeah, it was $25 for like 7 drinks. It was absurd. Never
That's
heard of
all?
that before. Yeah. It was like $3 for a beer and like $4 for a.
Are you in Northern California, Marcus, or Southern?
I'm in San Francisco like right now.
Oh, you're in San Francisco. Okay. All right. What nationality are you, by the way?
Chinese and Vietnamese.
Okay. I wasn't sure
cool.
because I have a son who's from China. I have a couple of kids I adopted from China, but my wife is from Philippines, so I wasn't sure if you were from China or. That's cool.
I get Filipino sometimes.
Yeah, I see a little Filipino. The nose kind of has more Filipino because the Filipinos have more of a flatter nose.
Hey, Fargon, not to interrupt here. Are you out of character at the moment? Because I'm just looking over your bio, and unless you're running around on the side, I don't see nothing about a Filipino wife in your bio here.
Oh, Farhan. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's another guy. I went out of character there.
That's freaking.
You know what? This thing's. I'm hot.
Yeah, you might want to take that out.
Oh no, he's going shirt off.
Jesus Christ.
That's not allowed on the stream.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Did you guys?
If we break out the David Rose stripper music, buddy,
This thing out of here. This doesn't belong on Giant Sports Talk Live.
No. No, this does.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, that is a crazy graphic.
You see the resemblance?
That's a
pretty
crazy
good.
graphic.
Pretty
There's
good.
Fargon. There's Fargon.
Not too bad.
But back to the fantasy points thing, Glenn.
Oh, Jesus. He misses. This is something that happens every time we get Fargon Zaidi on the show, Marcus. Every time we have been blessed to get him on the show, because I know he's so popular down there in LA. Every time we get him on, Dan misses him by like literally a minute. Dan, we just had Fargo. Oh, Dan, change your screen name, Dan. Change your screen name.
Yeah.
Or my bit doesn't work.
I don't know how to do that without leaving the studio.
No,
Please
that's
talk
oh,
about
I think all you got to do, you see where at the little three dots. If you hover over your, matter of fact, I think I could change it for you.
I'll change it. Here.
Yeah.
I can change it.
Oh,
I can change that.
off too.
Oh, Danny's
Yeah, there he is.
That's
Coach Dan. Hey, Dan, you just missed Farhan again. He's here every night. You just missed him.
Just missed the guy. Oh, man. I'm sorry I missed him. The guy's a clown.
Yeah, it's like my dad used to miss Santa Claus by like literally boom.
Ah, yeah.
Santa went out one door, my dad came in the other, and I said, Dad, you miss him every year. Oh well. How you doing, Danny?
Well, we got a full house in here.
We do. Hey, Marcus, not to cut you off. Get back to what you were talking about there, Marcus.
Half the fantasy league.
There should be at least one pitcher going in the first round of the draft. I would say.
Oh, I guarantee you, a pitcher's going to go in the first round.
There should be at least one pitcher going in the first round of the draft.
I guarantee one.
Maybe two. So
I think two. I'm gonna say two.
So in terms of how many points they produce, I mean, wins and losses. The only deal with wins and losses is that you don't want a good outing to be ruined by a loss because it doesn't represent how well they performed, right? Like if someone goes 7 innings and allows 1 run and gets a loss, like that, they shouldn't be deducted 5, 10 points. That doesn't make any sense.
Marcus, I agree with you, but I play a little fantasy baseball for the fun of it. I don't need a degree in biochemistry to try to figure things out at the end of the day.
It's not that hard, right?
No, it's literally just we just replace it with outs.
Minus.
No, that's why you just get into it like how I'm going to get into it and just literally say, screw it. Whoever is there and is objectively the best player, I'm just going to take that. There's no point in strategizing.
Dilly, didn't you take Burns last year, first round?
I believe so. Which it was going to be Strider, and then
and Robert took him in front.
Robert took Strider.
Oh yeah, Marcus. Pitchers were dropping in our league last year. Like
they went quick. Pitchers
went quick. You were caught in the crossfire early.
Full on disclosure. I went into last year's draft just looking to just absolutely screw the playbook, and I drafted 5 pitchers right off the rip. So, and it ended up working out.
But Dilly, in all defense for our league in general, that league was like no other league I've ever played in. So
was that not your first year ever playing fantasy baseball?
Oh yeah, it was my first year, but I mean I've watched other.
Well, then of course it's like no other.
This year's also going to be unlike any year.
Yeah, exactly.
This is my first real year. My real first year.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, that's great. And there,
he's gone.
What happened to Dilly?
Tommy Murphy, Shohei. So for fantasy, they split Shohei into 2 players. One is a batter, and one's a pitcher. So
that's how they did it last year too. But no one ever picked him up as a pitcher because everyone knew he wasn't going to be a pitcher.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think the points system we have now is pretty balanced as far as representing the true value of a player, except we don't have any defensive stats in there, which it gets that's a little complicated
because that's all they give you. All they give you is pitching and
there are defensive stats available, but they're a little loose.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're not going to capture how good a player is necessarily, but you're going to get how good is a hitter at hitting and how good is a pitcher at pitching.
Yeah,
and so that's all that matters. I mean, wins and losses, the fact that they're in there in the first place is a nod to you, Glenn. That's the only reason why they're there in the first.
And you know what? And I want to give, and I want to be able to benefit people.
Yeah, but there's no other fantasy league in baseball that doesn't have wins and losses. You get points for wins. That'd be the equivalent to be tantamount to saying, okay, we're going to have a fantasy league, but if you hit a home run, you don't get any points for that.
No, it's only points for things that are a direct outcome of what you've done. Right?
What about you, Dan? You played haven't you played some fantasy baseball in the past? I've never just the one. I've never played in one that I literally I need to go get one of those. You can't just get a regular calculator with plus, minus, dividend. You got to have one of those scientific ones that kids in high school have to try to figure this thing out.
Not that
bad. Last year was my
if there's an error, there's a minor. I even had one. Listen, we had to contact the commissioner this morning. The commissioner had posted up that what was it? We were losing 0.1 point.
Oops.
We fixed that.
What was the change? I saw the change in pitching from 5 points down to 2. Was it
for wins and losses?
What was the thought behind that? Just curious.
I don't figure that out.
Go for it, Marcus. You explained it to me. It has to just do with not being burnt.
It just doesn't represent what a pitcher did. Like if a pitcher goes 7 innings and allows 2 hits and 1 run, whether they win or lose doesn't really tell me anything about how well they pitched. It's just about how many outs. How many outs.
Because what if, for example, right? So if he's out there and he's dealing, but you get a loss, you get a -5 just because the team didn't score enough runs, but your pitcher did everything he could. So you're getting penalized for something that's not necessarily in his.
But what's interesting to me was the hold was as valuable as a win. As a starting pitcher for a hold.
Yeah, but that's only because currently, if you don't give points for holds, there's no incentive to
get a reliever.
Draft reliever.
Right, but don't you think a win would be a little higher than a hold?
No, why?
I thought of putting it to 3. I thought of putting it maybe to 3.
They should be. They're about the same in that neither of them actually matters.
What about you, Dilly? Have you played some fantasy baseball in the past?
I have, but it's always been rotisserie because that's the most easy to track and simple.
It's easy.
And it's so
this one's a little
straight down the gut. You know what you're gonna get. You can plan for the draft better and all this kind of stuff. It's very straightforward.
I say it loosely, but this one, hey, it's going to be fun, but it's going to, a lot of the stats are going to take the fun out of it for me because I'm not going to be sitting there going, oh, I can watch the game and the guy gets ahead. I know I got a point, but when I'm like, Wait a second. That was a double play, so I have to get out my calculator.
No, come on, it's not that hard.
I think it's too deep for me.
If you have a player to hit a double and a triple, and then, good, you're going to get some points. It's going to be. See,
At the
that's
end
one
of the
thing.
day, yeah, totally. Like at the end of the day, you draft players you think are good, and they will get you points. That's what matters, right? Is like we want to get the point. We want to get the points.
I'll be right back, guys.
Working in such a way that like your eye and like the major stats will be representative of how well the player is performing. The specifics don't really matter if you don't want to pay attention to them. A good pitcher is going to be worth a lot of points, and a bad pitcher is going to be worth not many points. A good hitter is going to be worth a lot of points, and a bad hitter is not going to be worth very many points. That's what matters, and tweaking that so that they reflect in the scoring might require some stats that you didn't think of, but it will make sure that they're represented fairly, and that they reflect in the draft order. That's all. I mean, like if someone wins a Cy Young and is on a worse team and they win, 10 games instead of someone on the best team who's not very good who wins 20 games, like what are we learning here? It's just wins and losses aren't really indicative of how good a pitcher is.
I've always felt that way. The wins and losses isn't really dictates truly what a pitcher is going to do, right? You just happen, your team now granted, you give your team in it, but your team's got to score more runs than the other for you to get that quote unquote win.
Yeah, especially with how the bullpens are used nowadays.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
That too.
I was just saying, DeGrom won the Cy Young a few years back, I think with 11 wins or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
How many wins?
He had under like a 2 ERA.
And I think Felix Hernandez, I think he won a Cy Young where he had. I don't think he wasn't even close to 20.
He was on the freaking Mariners. They couldn't scrape together wins to save their life at that time.
Right, so, but he pitched his ass off.
Exactly, and I want to reward people for identifying talented players, regardless of who they play for.
I feel bad for that team more than I do us. Did you see Justin Turner come out and kind of just shit all over the Mariners?
He sure did.
Yeah. Oof. Glad we're not them.
Sure did.
There are a lot of franchises that are
way worse
than the Giants.
Oh, you know what's funny? I don't know if Armand, are you in the chat? He came in. Remember, we had him on the show a few days ago. He said supposedly ownership only gave Dipoto $15 million to work with. That was it. And that's like, what are you supposed to do? And then you know what?
Would you rather get you a 42-year-old pitcher?
I tell you what. You know what? Would you be surprised if the Giants ownership did the same thing to Buster? Would you be surprised?
Not
I wouldn't be.
They were like, "Hey, a lockout."
No, I don't think so.
The lockout,
not 15 million. I'm not going to say that, but I'm sure that they got some. They got
some restraints. Some restraints.
Yeah, they're like, "Look, a lockout's looming. I want you to get some guys that will either hold us over this year or be long-term plays and stay under the CBT as much as you can."
Do you think that's why we didn't want to do the opt-outs with Burns? Because of the lockout pending?
Maybe.
You could opt in during the lockout, get paid, and not have to pitch at all. I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like that could make sense. The lockout is a real big problem that it seems like not enough people are talking about, but I think the big thing is that the season's starting and everyone's excited about baseball. So, we can start freaking about the lockout a little later on, but I imagine in, a few months here, this show is going to be focusing on the lockout.
Yeah, I think it's coming. I think it's.
Yeah, it's definitely coming. I put out a deal today on Twitter. I don't know if you saw that post, but put out a thing that the Dodgers will play a factor in it. Can't remember where I posted it, but it was a quote. I took it out of a Dodger article, and Tony Clark met with the Giants yesterday, I believe it was, or the day before spring training. Already pretty much said, a lockout's coming.
Yeah.
It's going to be based on no, Cliff, not full. Actually, just trying to get it going. We're trying to round up 12 guys.
There it is, right there.
What stats are you using, Dan? Are you going to use the exact same as last year?
Yes, and we're considering maybe doing a 6x6 instead of a 5x5. May add OPS.
There you go.
On the offensive side, and then on
nice
the
stat.
pitching side, probably would add maybe holds or something. I don't know. Got it.
All right.
Yeah, the senior. There it is. Holds. Yeah, holds and OPS. That's what I'm thinking of doing. To have the same categories we had last year, plus one more. Yeah.
Can you still buy in for $200?
You know, if people would willing to do 200, I may be dropping it to 100 just to get more people in.
I'll send you 200 tonight, right after the show. I'll go in 200.
I don't know if we got enough guys that want to go
because
200.
of the time. Because of the time factor it's not a football league.
Right.
Football, I said to Eric last night, football, you can throw it you can be just an average fan and throw together your football team in 2 minutes on a Friday night and be done with it. This
What I don't like
baseball
about
thing
football
is morning, noon, and night all year.
You could have a great week in football and lose where two other teams that have terrible weeks, one of them wins because it's just the way the matchups it plays. It's kind of football's a little more luck, I think, involved in fantasy than baseball.
Ours is fun. I'd like to get into play some serious against you this year. After what went down last year.
Good God. Hey, have at it, man.
Yeah, we're going to get it determined. I may do the draft afterwards, like after the Dodger games and just retro like we did last year.
You could do that. Yeah, I did that last year.
Because I still think there's going to be some injuries that happen, and I don't want to draft too early. So we'll probably do a draft probably you guys are doing it the 14th, probably like the 21st, 22nd. That weekend.
We're going to be up all night drafting.
It will be the next day. It will be the next calendar day. We will see the 15th happen.
And how many rounds do you draft? I can't remember from last year. How many rounds were there?
I don't remember. About 24, 25 maybe.
Somewhere in there.
There was that many.
I actually went pretty quick. The baseball
We'll have a couple of more NAs and bench spots. And then I'm still thinking of, I don't know if I want to go limitless league. I think putting a limit sometimes, but I would make it probably more.
But if you put Fab in there, you still got to have Fab. So that kind of acts as a break.
Yeah. Yeah, that you could do Fab and then that could be true. The limits is kind of interesting because it makes you.
I got it.
Don't talk about limits.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll get a group forum. Whoever wants to get into the league, and we'll discuss it. I'm open for
limits. Dan means roster moves, which I had used all of mine up by week 5 of the season.
It
made replacing players, but the problem in ours wasn't just you had two problems: the lack of the moves, and I mean I burned them up. So
there was plenty of moves.
Well,
it's just the management of those moves were poorly conducted.
To be fair to me, wait a second. you can have moves in a league. We had a bench of like 2 players. You can't have a fantasy league with 2 players on your bench.
I will agree with.
That made it tough.
That's true. That's true.
I had literally, not exaggerating, you should have enough that on the Thursday game, which is a travel day for most teams. So a lot of Thursdays you got problems field. I couldn't field 2 players. I had no pitchers, and I'd have a third baseman and 1 outfielder. I couldn't field a team. And the bench was the biggest downfall of ours last year.
One thing you got to watch out.
Dad and Dan messaging me at 4 a.m. Got to trade for you. I'm in the Philippines. I got to trade for you. I'm getting on the plane. As soon as I get Wi-Fi, I'll call you back. I was like, Jesus, it's 4 a.m. My wife is like, if that's freaking Dan or Will, I'm answering the phone. I go, have at it. I get Daniel never call again. If you hear Bernice's voice, he just hang up and say, wrong number.
Have you guys seen, is Aaron still in the chat? Yes, he is. Have you seen some of his work he's doing with graphics and stuff?
No. What's he doing?
Oh, he's putting some funny stuff together. Aaron, is it okay if I show what you sent me? Give me a thumbs up or down. I don't want to.
Nice. Is he putting it on Twitter or is he just sending it?
No, he's just making a little graphics and he sent me something. I'll wait for his response. See if he says it's okay.
I like what Mike
Nice.
just said. I think that's accurate.
He did one of Lou. He took a little cut from Lou, what he said tonight, and then he took a quote, what I said. Yeah, he gives me a
gave
thumbs
you the
up.
thumbs up.
Okay,
Yeah.
check this out. This is Lou. What he said. Let me see if it.
What's it say? You got to remember, it's ridiculous. It's a disaster.
And then
I think
I
Mr.
did one.
Salty is perfectly
said-
thumbs up Lou.
Mr. Salty. Yeah, he puts that under
Yeah.
his name.
I said something about guys that get older, I said, if you're going to trade, make sure you get somebody in their 20s, early 20s or mid 20s, preferably. But this is,
Okay, when you hit 33 in baseball, it's like women turning 70. Everything. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Remember this? Oh my gosh. Do I even still have it? Where is this at? Oh my God. Where the hell did I put this? I know I have it.
Hey, Dan, do you cover, because your buddy there is part of the management group now over with the Sharks. Do you follow the Sharks at all?
a little bit. Yeah. I don't follow them, like I do, the Warriors and Giants during the season or Niners, but I know what's going on and stuff. And
I was shocked.
They traded a lot today.
I cannot believe today they traded Vitek Vanacek, the young goalie they had just acquired this year in the trade for Blackwell. Talk about a team who's trying to win with youth. They get youth. They trade the youth for even younger, but they are building a complete. You talk about building a minor league system. They are building from the floor down or the floor up. Vanacek, I would never have dealt him, and they saw a reason to trade him.
What they're looking at is what some teams in sports need to be doing, and they're not. They know they're not going to win anything in the next year or two, so they're building for 3-4 years down the road, so that they can be competitive for years.
Vanacek was young. He's a young goalie, and he's good. But anyway, I just wondered if you follow them, because, like I say, you got a guest who comes on over there. Pardon me, who's
well, it looks like they're going to maybe get the number 1 draft pick again this year, huh?
Yeah,
they got the
lowest. What do you think of Celebrini?
I love Macklin. I think he's fantastic. Yeah, I think his game is great. He's competitive. I love his moves on the ice. Yeah, he's going to be good. I mean, he's him and Will Smith. I mean, my goodness, they're building something there. If you could get 4 or 5 really top end players on a hockey team, you can go places. What was that line in Edmonton? It was Curry, Gretzky, and Mark
Messier, Yari, Curry, and Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, those 3, right? Yeah. I mean, those guys were incredible.
But it's not always just the young, these future players. My favorite player to watch in the team was William Eklund. He was my favorite player to watch.
Ah, okay.
But I mean, they got young players, and but it's just the fact I don't think I've ever seen a team in any sport that acquires a nucleus of young players and then breaks up the young players to go even younger. This is something I have never seen before. When that trade went down, we were doing our show, and I was like, Jesus Christ, they just traded Blackwell, who I thought was playing fantastic. I just said to Eric, like, night before, we're not even a hockey channel. I said, Eric, this Blackwell, who played for the New Jersey Devils, this guy's great. And then during the show the next night, I'm like, they just traded him for Vanacek. But he was young, and I could understand, like you said, playing for the future.
What's
and then today I went up and I see Vanacek
Giles.
Again.
Patrick Giles, they got. How is he? He's 25 years old, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I would never trade. I would never have done that. But anyway, that's hey.
Interesting. Yeah.
I want to see you talk a little Sharks when you get him on your show some night. Do a little 10-minute segment.
Me?
Yeah, with your buddy there in L.A. You're
Ned.
Oh,
Coletti.
Ned. Oh, yeah. Sharks. Yeah. Yeah. He would. I would just be asking him questions. He'd be doing all the talking.
Yeah, just ask him a couple of questions because I'm curious about some of the moves they're making. And hey, you are NorCal Sports. Bring us some NorCal coverage of the Sharks, and I want to hear directly from their management group. You got Ned Coletti under your thumb over there. Bring him on.
We'll ask him some hockey questions for sure. We will do that.
Nice.
We will do that. So this fantasy league, who said, was it Dilly that said 2 pitchers are going in the first round?
No, Marcus.
Okay.
I think 2 pitchers are going.
So what pitchers would go in the first round? I can think of the
Scooble
and Skeens.
And
Skeens. Okay.
100%.
Scooble and Skeens. You're going to get strikeouts. You're going to get ERA. You're going to get probably a pretty good whip.
Whip. Yep.
Yeah.
How many points for a strikeout? One. How many points for a save?
3.
And how many points for a win? You said 2?
2. But you get a point for every out. So if you go 5 innings,
that's 15.
You're getting 15 points.
No hit 5 innings. That's 15 points.
Yeah.
I think save should be worth more then.
Well, no, because
you'll have an ace. What was that guy in Cleveland? Class A?
Class A is going to be worth quite a few points.
A lot.
Yeah, but he gets you 3 points a game and what? Say he strikes out 1 in the bottom of the 9th. You get to 4.5. You're out 5. You get your 5-6 points when your hitter could get you 18, 19.
But you still have to fill those slots. You're going to have them empty.
And think about this, Glenn. You're only allowed 1,400 innings. So
that's right.
His production per inning is going to be higher. So you might, let's say, you have some workhorse pitchers that give you a lot of outs. You also have a limited number of innings you're allowed. So, you want to have high production per inning in some of your pitcher slots, not just, a ton of it's not really the secret is it's not about total points, really. It's about the points above replacement.
It just gets too. Hey, I love balls.
Senior just brought up Matt Chapman here, right?
I know, I see it. Yeah.
It's the same deal as real baseball.
Yeah, here's Matt Chapman. You could this would be Matt Chapman. Hits a home run.
It's above my
grounds into 2 double plays and only 1K. I would say 2 Ks. Yeah, 5 at bat game, 2 Ks, 2 double plays.
That's why you got to be careful in the guys that you pick, because that can bite you in the ass.
There
hit home runs.
Ellie struck out 218 times.
I think you're going to see scores the other week, like 4-2.
Oh, here's a question: how many Giants get picked?
I'm going to close my eyes.
In the first round?
None in the first round.
All together?
I mean, there's going to be a few that are slam dunks, right? Like Logan Webb's going to be a slam dunk. Like,
yeah.
But he's going to go
over 36 rounds.
He's going late.
Well, you think Logan Webb's going late?
I think I could be wrong.
I picked him. I think in the first 5 rounds. I think
Logan goes by the. Somebody will nab him. It's a Giants league. Giant Sports Talk Live. Somebody will pick him in by the 3rd round.
I guess one of my giving away my secrets here. The point projections for Logan Webb have him going like in the 2nd round.
Did I really? Wow! Yeah. And all the mocks that I've done, he doesn't even get. He's like
you can't mock for this league though. That's the problem. Yeah, you can't mock draft for this league. That does not work.
True.
There's no practice that you can do at all.
But he goes high in some other leagues too. It's not. It's
true.
Can you explain to me something? On
Ryan Walker gets drafted towards the end of the draft. Robbie Ray has really good projections. Actually, I wouldn't count out
a little bit of a risk. But what'd you have, Dan?
I want to explain something because of the way the points on a grand slam. Does the guy get 4 for a grand slam, plus 4 for the home run, plus 4 for 4 RBIs?
I got rid of the grand slam.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking earlier, I'm going, man, somebody hits a grand slam, it's like 15, 20 points.
Yeah,
Fair point.
Clean up the points a lot so that there's not very much double counting.
Right.
You removed as much double counting as possible.
That kind of changes the strategy a little bit.
Well, that kind of
What
no
strategy?
one knows when you're. Yeah.
Offense.
And that's the thing with a grand slam. Someone could get all these buku points on how often does someone hit a grand slam, but you're going to get the benefit, big time of it.
Yeah, because you do get the RBI, you get the home run, you get your own run scored. You know, it's a lot of points per grand slam.
It compounds.
But how many? Yeah,
it wouldn't make sense. Okay. You got to level it out. I like what you're doing. If you had the grand slam in there, then there's not a competitive balance between your hitting and your pitching.
Correct.
I mean, those just don't happen. Like,
I'm not going to have a pitcher bringing me up 35 points in a night, but if a guy hits a 2 home runs, one of them's a slam, like Dan said, you would have
lots of hitting a year.
And that's why we got rid of
runs all his leagues. He runs all his leagues this way, like 6.
Yes. Oh, dude, it's even worse. It's even
one of the guys like mine.
Dude.
Oh my goodness.
He's got 10 points for wins, 10 points for losses, and I mean, it's
Vince.
Vince, yeah.
10 points for a win.
Yeah, his is. You want to say? I call mine full throttle. His is it's something, man. It is something.
I mean, there's a lot of ones like
probably cost you about $500 to get into his too.
The complete game.
No,
one had to be removed because
I'm in it.
Are you?
Yeah.
How many sleeper teams you got going there, Romo?
Just two. The one with
All
Vince.
right.
That's it.
What about you, Dilly? You seem to be a guy that's high on fantasy.
I've got 2 paid ones and then 1 for funsies.
Nice.
A funsie. I don't believe in funsies.
But and that's why we got rid of the complete games and shutouts, because how often do those happen?
You don't want to have these columns that are just blank most of the time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I take that back. I traded Otani to Dan there last year. It's all about having fun, right, Dan? It's all about having fun.
Funsies.
Fun.
Yeah. And you look back at last year, man. I don't know about you guys, Eric and Dan and Dilly, and anybody in the chat who was in our league, but I thought last year we had a whole lot of fun doing it. I did anyway.
I thought I had fun.
I had a blast doing it.
Yeah, this will be
it's fun when the trade works out, and like do you remember the laughs we had? Do you remember the night last year, Dan, when live on the air, and I wasn't, but Eric and you were doing a show, and I traded you, Jung Lee, and I talked you into it. I did my best car salesman on you. I talked you into it because I said, I really got to get Yastrzemski out of you. And you were like, holy Jesus, okay, let's make a trade right now. We made the deal, and you're laughing at me, and Eric's like, I'm looking at his right. He doesn't have Yastrzemski. This was about 40 seconds later. Eric starts laughing. He waved him. He's already gone. And the next day, Jung-Hoo went down. And I traded Yamamoto, and then like a week later, he went down. But you got a good one out of me. You got one good one out of me, didn't you?
I got more than one. I got Otani, and I got Snell.
Yeah, I didn't want Snell. I had to get Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, you got De La Cruz, and I think I got one other person out of you too. I can't remember who it was. I'll have to go back and look at what that trade was, but there was a third player that was pretty good for me.
Oh, I thought it wasn't. Did I deal you Darvish?
Yeah, and then I think I moved off of Darvish. I moved off. My whole team was. I flipped my whole team.
You did.
I did it in football too. I flipped.
You did that in football. You did that in football.
One thing
I did in football too. I flipped.
I want to make sure that there's more veto power in place in case of shenanigans being afoot.
Oh, there is no veto. It's me. I'm the one.
There were no shenanigans last year. I traded Otani, and everybody was, oh my God, you can't trade Otani. I traded Otani. I got Ellie De La Cruz. I was tickled pink with the trade.
Otani for who?
I got like 4 or 5. It was like a 3 for 5 deal, wasn't it, Dan?
It was 5 for 5.
And not that I have to make excuses for the trade because, Otani's star power, but it's the way that league and the way it's designed, wouldn't you say, Dan, Eric, Gilly? It's all about competitive balance in that league. I had no stolen bases. I had 1 point. It was a all or nothing league. 12 points if you're top.
Yeah,
I had the best ERA. I had 12 points at one point in August. Best ERA in our league. So I got 12 points. And wins, I had like second worst. So I only had 2. So all of a sudden, 2 categories, I had 14. I was brought down in the hole. I had no stolen bases. I needed L.A. De La Cruz. And Eric wouldn't trade him. So I had to go.
I did want to trade him.
All I'll say
You
is
said,
that
I don't want to give him.
the guy.
Yeah, but you wanted too much. All I had to give up was Otani.
That's what I was
Just
asking.
Otani.
That's what I was
That
asking.
random
for.
player,
All I'll
Otani.
say is that the guy who ended the season with Otani won the league, and the guy who traded him away was at the bottom. That's I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah, but all fairness there, Dilly, I went from 11th to about 8th.
Good job.
Dude, nothing ventured, nothing gained, man. In August, when you are losing that, you are in last place.
No,
Nothing
you absolutely.
In August, if I hadn't have traded Otani, I was still finishing in last place. The only thing was I had to try to listen. Dan over there traded a hell of a lot of good players, didn't you, Dan? And you went from last place to first place.
What you're learning
started
is
early.
fantasy baseball is that you basically there's a point in every season where the top 3 guys are the top 3 guys, and then everyone else is just there
chasing.
I don't know about that. Vince was in control, probably about 80% of the league. He
was joint second with me.
Yeah.
So
Dilly and Vince, they had
there's a point that you hit in most in Roto at least, where there are a certain section of people, if you're 12-person league, 10-person league, whatever, who just are out of it. Objectively, they are not coming back. I don't care what happens, they are done. And then there's the middle pack where it's like, we're competing for a category. And then there's the top 3 or 4.
The only way it
usually
derails
it's the top
is injury. That's the only way you get derailed.
Yeah, it would have to be catastrophic.
Yeah.
I'm looking here at last year's transactions. I made some big trades with Will. We did a 6-for-6 player swap.
I remember that one.
That one helped me. It hurt me with Valdez. I got Mackenzie Gore. He talked me into that one at the end, but we had 5 for 5. And he goes, how about Valdez? And Valdez was sucking the first part of the season, and then he tore, But I got Andres Jimenez, Tovar, Mark Vientos, Marte, which was a killer for me. Nico Horner, he did really well. And then Gore, and I gave away Simeon, Rizzo, Dansby Swanson, Langford, Jackson Churio, and Valdez. Churio ended up going somewhere else.
Churio's good.
Churio went everywhere. I drafted him, and then he went through the entire league, dude.
He did, man.
I traded you Langford.
Senior.
I got rid of Langford.
I drafted Langford.
Well, I got him from you with my
Langford went all over too.
I drafted him. I traded him.
I had Langford for a while, and then I got rid of him.
I drafted him, and
traded
Dan.
him to me,
Yeah, no,
Langford?
I traded him to you because you were super. I drafted him because I knew Dan liked him, and then I gave him to Dan, I believe.
Dan, let's revisit the Otani deal for one.
I got it. I just pulled it
one
up.
final time.
Here it is. I gave you. I gave you Wilmer Wilson or Contreras, Milwaukee's.
I thought he said
catcher.
Wilmer.
I needed a catcher. I offered Dilly 27 trades, and he wouldn't pull the trigger. I had to move on.
Why would I finish second?
Contreras, De La Cruz, Nolan Gorman.
Yes, I wanted Gorman badly.
Jason Dominguez.
Oh no!
And Hugh Darvish, and I didn't. This is Glenn's trade. All right, I got Spencer Steer, Otani, Kenley Jansen, Blake Snell, and Yamamoto.
Oh no.
Now Yamamoto didn't do much. He did for a couple games. He got hurt, and then, but Steer was solid.
Is that clean?
He's okay.
Ohtani was unbelievable.
Yep.
That 10 RBI game put me over the top.
The Miami game.
Yeah, that's what lifted me in the standings. I just wow. And then Jansen was but Blake Snell was awesome. I was getting ready to get rid of him.
He had a good second half, though, didn't he?
Oh, he did. He was unbelievable.
Yeah. If I was in the same boat last year, I'd do that trade all over again with you. I'd do it again.
Really?
Yeah,
Too bad the Giants didn't.
And right before that, remember, I think it was like an hour before that, Danny, I traded Ellie De La Cruz to you to get Seth Lugo.
Let me see here. That might be in.
See, that's not a bad. That's
I need
that's
it.
pretty on.
I was good on stolen bases. I didn't need it, and I saw Ellie was striking out every freaking. I was like, I gotta get rid of this guy. And I need starting pitching.
What a difference, Ellie De La Cruz first half of the year and second half of the year. Let me tell you. He got you a hell of a lot of stolen bases, Eric. And then in the second half, the numbers plummeted.
He literally stole 60 bases
because
and
I
then turned off the guns.
Stolen bases. I did
whoa, Senior! They're going to do a new show, Sports Collective on YouTube. Interesting.
Yep.
Is that just a collab? Is that just a collab they're doing?
Tom Tolbert, Paul McCaffrey, and John Lund are going to start
good for them.
A whole new thing.
Is it going to be YouTube only, or is this?
They're probably doing.
I thought
it just said all digital. I don't know.
It's the thing I saw earlier today, it's on Disney, through ESPN.
It's through Disney.
There's a link.
If the thing I am thinking of is what it is.
Send it to the email. Send it to the email.
I could be wrong.
I don't think those three guys got a Disney show backed by Disney.
Well, Disney's dipped their toes into every little pond they can.
So you know what? Three guys. Well, two of the three I really, really, really like there from the broadcasting, but it'll be the same as all these other guys who worked in radio in the Bay Area. Or your boy, Dan. I don't mince words. Your boy over there comes on your show once in a while. He got the boot. He went on. Radio will never be the same. I'll never work in radio again. That fucking KMBR is terrible, and fuck radio fucking sucks. Hey, I signed a new 2-year deal. I'm going to radio next. We're really happy to be there. We got a great fuck. Come on.
Who is that aimed at? I could not tell.
Radio is dying. I listen to that. What's that guy's name? He does radio stuff. Rich Lieberman. He did a thing. Guys, he's different.
Makes me a lot. Man. Makes me a lot of money.
Yeah, that's
ex-KMBR host launched new podcast with network to compete directly with old station.
Yeah, that's bullshit. So you know what? Eric. It's a podcast. It's a podcast. We don't compete with KNBR, Eric. They won't compete with KNBR. Podcasts don't. And it's like radio. People listen to the Giants radio game. The radio doesn't compete with TV. I think it's just
pretty soon that they'll all be over there, all the KNBR guys. They're gonna
KNBR is a mess.
It's their rating went down to 1.9 in January.
Wow.
1.9 was their
Jeremiah Crow. He was the program director at KNBR. Yeah, there it is. Former the co-founder and co-owner in the collective.
I'll stick with commercial where the money's at, man.
Well, these guys are probably going to get on XM radio then, huh?
That's what it looks like. Sirius XM.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, that kind of show.
Wow. So they're going to, so it's going to be on the radio, but it's going to be digital now.
Where does it say that?
Well, if the Crow's involved and he works with Sirius XM.
He runs the Sirius studio, XM studio in Vegas.
Okay, it's bedtime for me, guys.
All right, man.
It would actually be good if they went to Sirius XM and could promote. Nobody's promoting the Bay Area like they would. You're taking off, Marcus?
Yeah, he's out of here.
Okay,
All right,
bud.
Marcus. Yeah, I'd probably need to run myself, but
Oh yeah, it's
As
probably
do
time to get out
I.
of here.
Yeah, I was supposed to be out of here about 20 minutes ago to get over the
That's
news
something.
guys looking for me. People are freaking out. Speaking of making money, I got to get over to the radio studio.
draft
on.
next
I'm
Friday night. Huh?
playing cards. I'm playing
Friday
solitaire
night.
with you
That is
guys.
correct. Yes, Friday night.
What time does it start?
So it's gonna. The draft starts at 7:30. I'll start the stream at 7. So if anyone wants to come on the stream and
7:30. Now that's on
Yeah.
the 7th. When is daylight saving time?
it's gonna
This
be on
Sunday.
the 14th.
This Sunday.
This Sunday or the 14th?
This Sunday is.
Oh, so you're gonna be on the same time then?
Okay, so good. We'll be on the same time. All right.
When's our draft? Next week, right?
Next
Yeah,
Friday.
next Friday.
Right.
7:30.
And the more important
7
question is when it ends, not when it starts.
I know, dude.
I got myself a case of Pepsi cooling right now.
Hey,
boys.
could
Cliff.
see the 16.
Cliff, I'll take care of your draft for you this year. Don't worry. Just, I know you got some plans with your gal Friday night. Go out, have some fun. I will take care of your draft, Cliff. And you can trust me. Yeah.
Well, don't worry, because
Slater!
he can go out with his gal and then come back and still have half the draft. So
Yes.
it's fine.
Don't worry, Cliff. You'll have Yaz and Slater all back together again.
And Talkman.
I think I would have done better last year if I put the whole freaking thing on auto draft. Not kidding. It picks.
Michi.
It auto picks. It
Michi.
picks the best player
All
available.
that
Michi, he coming at me. That's all right.
with Schmidt. Yeah,
It's okay. He hit a bomb today.
he did.
He did. Got a hold of it.
You'll be drafted from your booth at Chili's. Okay. All right. It'll be fun.
Fantasy baseball on the NorCal Network, brought to you by Pig in a Pickle.
I commit to you guys right here. I am limiting myself to one trade a month.
Hey, look at that.
Clip this.
But how many
Clip
people?
this.
How many
That's-
people in the
clip
league?
it.
11?
Clip
11
it.
So that's
2 hours,
11 trades a
21
month.
minutes.
No, one trade a month total.
Oh my God! Now you're really hitting. Oh my God! I can't. You know what? That'll be done
Clip
by
it.
about April 14th. You'll be
Yeah,
out-
I was gonna
you'll be out
say
on that.
it literally will not be past the first week of April before. Well, that one didn't really count because he got hurt immediately. So I'm
I
entitled.
will
to
have
another
3
one.
trades. I will have 3 trades in before the draft is over.
That I could see happening.
I'm not trading with you this year. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
I told him.
Oh yes,
hey,
Ibram, I need a
speaking of this
sobriety
show,
tip.
look at this
Hey.
chat we got going, Eric. I have already gone out there publicly and stated I am not trading with anybody whose first name begins with a D.
My name is
You
My
cut
name's
down
Dan.
a lot of the league with that.
my
It
name's
narrows
Dan.
down you two.
I'm a tradeaholic, and I have 3 days of sobriety.
I have a problem.
You think?
Trades are fine. It's
I-
the roster move.
Talk about laughs. I
am a
literally
tradeaholic.
got calls where the operator would be like, "It's a trade opportunity. Would you accept this call from Dan from the Philippines?"
No.
What the fuck is going on here? It's 4 a.m. and the Philippines are calling me. Oh, it's Dan. And then Dan's like, I need to drive from over to the Oakland airport to get my flight, my connection. Hey, we can work out a deal while you're giving me a drive. Remember that, Dan? Dan's trying to get a drive out of me.
I was
Hey,
trying to break
you
you
know
down
what
for
that
catcher. I wanted Contreras back.
That's what Dan does. He trades you something, one piece to get a deal done. Then the next day, yeah, can I get him back? See, you know what? I don't care if I finish last place. We can have laughs, man. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun.
Yeah,
It's all about
absolutely.
that.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
nice
guys,
to win,
let's
but sometimes the stress isn't worth it. Just
No, that's why my name. You see my new name on my team? I can't even remember what it is
Kindler,
called.
gentler.
The kindler, gentler Dan. Yeah,
That
I'm
was-
gonna be chill.
You need to go back to Buster Boys. That's what was giving you your freaking.
Yeah,
luck.
Buster Boys won the football, and then when I went to the
I
Buster
know.
Boys logo, yeah, I'm telling you, where is my dog? He's in bed.
Hey,
with
Eric.
my-
Eric, I think I should rename my team the I'm shutting off my phone at midnight. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, my phone's
All
off. My phone's on automatic, goes on DND at 11. But it's open for trade talks when I check and see someone sending me a trade. You know what? I shouldn't
There's
say
a lot
this,
of
but
stipulations going on here.
when I actually, when somebody sends me a trade request,
You get the sweats, don't you?
I get excited. I'm like, oh wow. And then I'm always disappointed. They want like 3 of my top guys for 2 scrubs.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I did not make a deal with Senior last year. He's a hard bargain.
You're a tough one to deal with. You make an offer to Dan of any, he'll come. It's always, I got to counter. And I go,
the only one I didn't counter was, I got to tell you the story. All right. I was working with Matt, and you sent us that trade for Ohtani, and I come back and I say, I really don't want, at the time I didn't want Snell because I was like, he sucked, and you go, nope, I like the deal the way it is. It's the deal or forget it. And I'm telling Matt this, and he goes, hurry up and hit accept before he changes his mind.
Pretty much.
We just hit accept. Screw it. We got Ohtani. Who cares what else we're getting?
Oh my gosh. All right. Hey, you guys ready to shut that down?
I got to get going.
Yeah.
Peace
See
out,
Dan.
guys.
Dan, hey, thanks for popping on, man.
See you, Dill.
Hey,
Toby, we
thanks for having
didn't get to Toby a lot. Toby, you come back anytime, buddy.
Of course. Have a good night, everyone.
Okay, buddy.
Right on, man. Fun show.
Yeah, it always is, Eric, when I'm working with you. Had a good night tonight. Let's just get the season underway, shall we? Actually, we're going to count down to I think the only thing that's keeping me going right now is getting ready for this draft.
Guys, tomorrow we're going to have a special guest tomorrow. I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter. There's a guy out there called Giants Hot Takes Podcast.
Have you listened to his show?
He's on no, I follow him on Twitter. I have not heard his show yet on YouTube. Here, let's bring that up real quick.
Uncharted Waters. Okay, we'll see what we get.
Let me find him. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Hold on.
Cliff Martinez says, Dan starts every trade offer with the reason for my call. Something just came across my desk. For me, it was always, Glenn, I got something that I think can make your team better. Like, no, if you're calling me, it's to make your team better. But
all right, here we go. This is the guy right here.
What do you got on him?
Here we go. Right here.
Martinez.
This guy right here.
Nice.
He's only got, matter of fact, let me subscribe to him right now. He's only got 100 subscribers. Giant Hot Takes Podcast. Yeah, he's a college student. He's going to come on. He said he'll come on for about 35, 40 minutes, somewhere around there. And we'll talk some Giants, man. So check out the show tomorrow. Have that special guest. It is Giants Hot Takes Podcast. Hey, guys, give him a subscribe.
Give him a warning before he comes on the show, too. If I start yelling at him, if he's a college student, I don't want to scare him away or hurt his feelings.
So, yeah, he's going to come on tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. Talk some Giants. Right on.
That's why I like the guys we got here in the chat. You can bounce back and forth, and I yell at Marcus and Dilly, and I yell at you. Holy crap, do I yell at you off the air. But we all
when we have guests, we got to.
Well, the chat's got to have decorum. I don't have decorum.
But yeah, guys, should be a lot of fun. Check it out. We'll have a special guest on in the beginning of the show. So it should be fun. Guys, see you tomorrow. Be good out there, and we'll see you tomorrow night. See you tomorrow.
White Sox. We're playing now the White Sox tomorrow. And I think that's got a few runs written all over it, but you just never know. See you tomorrow night at 8.
All right. See you guys. Woo!
Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.